Hi guys, welcome back to the Adventure Athletes podcast. This one's all about me with a slightly obscure way of going about running and more about mindset and just a different sort of approach to ultra running than what your normal everyday person has. So if you want to listen to something very weird and talking about some weird things you do on a race, then have a good listen.
What would you say is your call to adventure?
That's quite a hard one actually. That is quite hard. So I've always been an adventurous person. Growing up as a country bumpkin, there's not much to do in the countryside other than get out adventuring, So my one mate, he's like absolute legend, known him since I was little. So we used to always go out on his motorbikes. He died hard into his motorbiking, so he had 2 crossers, so he'd just be up in the woods all the time. Back in the day, everyone was allowed air rifles, so we'd be out there just shooting air rifles, riding motorbikes and doing that sort of stuff, and then where I come from is like the hippie rave capital of the world, so we used to have free raves all the time up there up in Llynbrian Reservoir, where it's just beautiful. It's like magical. So you'd go up there to these free raves up there for days on end. And the WRC used to have like a stage up on the Epping, so we'd up there on the weekend once a year in November to go and see that. So we'd just always be out doing loads of mad stuff, and my whole life was sort of like it. I mean, like my granddad, he's passed away now, but he moved over here when he was like 16 from Ireland and just come over on the boat and had nothing to his name. So if that's not a sense of adventure through genetics, and he loved hiking himself. He was always out walking, proper farmery old boy he was. But even my dad's from Essex, so he come out to mid Wales and lived in a hippie commune and met my mum, and then they went and lived in Israel in a kibbutz for a few months or whatever, and then decided to have kids and come back to Wales and had us lot. So I think just even through my parents, they're really adventurous people. They're pretty wild. They're pretty wild. So I've just had really good positive wild influences from people throughout growing up, and like I said, as a teenager, all my mates, and as an adult, it all died off because I had kids. So that was the adventure then, having kids. That was a big one. But with all this running stuff, started in 2023, it was one of my best mates now. I love him to bits, Craig. Buff Runs, shout out.
Got to get the shout out.
Oh mate, I've got a lot to drop. My story is built up through such a conglomerate of people coming together, helping me, supporting me, loving me, just doing whatever they can to help me get through some of the really dark times that come through hard training and events and shit like that. But yeah, my boy's football coach, knew him for years because of that reason, it's the only reason I knew him. And he was just off the cuff one day said, I bet you couldn't run an ultra marathon. And I was like, I can either call his bluff or I can just let him know that I can't. So I decided to call his bluff, and that's probably one of the most profound changes of my life from that moment on. I can't explain people say snowball effect. Man, this shit was an avalanche. This shit was an avalanche. I was not prepared for how my life was going to change. Because even before that, I was still into partying, and like a lot of young people, especially these days, people are more into doing substances than they are to drinking. So and running, I found, was something that just completely replaced all of that sort of lifestyle and culture. And people are like, oh, do you want to come for a beer? And I'm like, no, I don't drink any. I might have 1 or 2 drinks a year at most nowadays, but it's just stopped all of that sort of thing, and I just dedicated myself to training. And pretty much 3 years to the day almost, I started running, beginning of 2023, and I was like, right, I'm going to prove this bastard wrong, and I'm going to go run an ultra marathon. So I ran one, in that first year, calendar year. But I also done Man versus Horse, great trail run. Anyone sign up for it, green events, it's absolutely awesome. You can race loads of horses through the mountains of mid Wales. It's just the most gnarly event ever. I think everyone from down here, all the runners we know from Pegasus events and things like that, everyone needs to go and try it. It's just so much fun.
We'll get a big AA trip going this year.
Oh mate, honestly,
right boys, let's fucking show them how it's done.
It'd be so worth it. You'd have the best day out, and you get a free pint and a free fucking jar of peanut butter from Whole Earth, whatever they are, Whole Food, whatever the fucking company is. But that was like a great day out. And so I did that, and that was really emotional. Like I was like, that's the furthest I'd ran to that point, and I was like, if I'm going to run an ultra marathon, it's like 6 miles further than what I'm doing. I was like, that's a big going, and yeah, it's tough. Like, got home, my mate who was in the army at the time, he wasn't away, so he was like, yeah, I'll come and do it with you, and he went out and smashed it in like the sort of time I wanted to do it in, and I was like hours behind him, and he was just sat there waiting on the grass for me for like 2 hours afterwards. So, what took you so long? And like, so we went home after that, and I dropped him off and went back to my house, and like my legs were fucked, and I walked in through the door because I think it was like my wife's stepmom's birthday or something, so we and the kids were at a birthday party, and I was there by myself, and like I just burst into tears, like, I had a complete like emotional breakdown over it. I was like, I've never done anything so hard, like, just fucking, I was a mess. And like that compared to what I'd call hard now, fucking worlds apart. Fucking worlds apart, it really is. Like, but so yeah, that was in like June, and then the October was the first ultra I'd done, 30 miles, with another friend who's ex-military, and he hadn't done any running or anything like that for fucking years probably. He'd been out of the army for a couple of years, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll do it with you, no training. Like, he was like, once you can run, mate, you never like forget how to do it. It's like riding a bike. And to be fair, he kept up with me, and we smashed out this ultra, and it was like, I think it took us like 9 hours or something, so I can't really say smashed out, you know. survived the first ultra. But that was great. That was a fucking mental day out, and I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this endurance sort of thing. I was like, I'll get through the Cannon then in April, prove to my mate I can run one of his ultras with Pegasus, and yeah, that didn't go great either.
It makes me wonder why you're still doing it. Like,
I think I finally want to feel success. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to feel successful at the end of one, and like, to be even at the Epona, like the second time I did it, first time not so fun, second time still not very fun, but I finished like 23rd or 24th out of like 100 and something people, and you know, like, I finished that, and I was like, oh, there must be fucking only 22 good runners out there today, because the others, if I beat you, you must be shit. Which isn't the right attitude to have, you know. I should have, you know, put a bit more respect on my name for what I did. I did it, you know, I knocked like fucking 12 hours off of my time or something from the year before, and like, I had a really good showing compared to what I did the first year. But when you see how much faster winners are, and like me fucking finishing the top quarter of people, I was like, that's a fucking good effort. And then there's still a significant difference between me and like 23rd place and fucking podium. Like, I think it was like 32 hours or 31 hours. So I was like, yeah, man, I smashed it. Like, I really did knock a lot of time off, put in loads of training. Well, it was mid-slam, so I'd done a lot of training. But yeah, I managed to beat my mate Craig. That's the first time I raced him where I could beat him. Everything else, he fucking obliterates me. He's so fast. He's so good at running. But like, it was his first 100 miler, because when we were meant to race together on the first year, I was like setting out to, like, I wanted to beat him. But if we'd both done our first 100 miler together, he would have fucking nailed me. Like, there's no way he wouldn't have. But then I had that experience then. By the time Epona rolled around in last year, I was like, do you know what? I reckon I got what it takes to beat him. And he stayed ahead of me until like fucking mile 80 it was. It was like, maybe even, yeah, no, it probably was about 80. It was Gilwern just after the fucking night shift, like, and we'd been pepper potting each other all night. That's one thing that you learn in ultra running, is someone might be ahead of you by a couple of miles, but everyone's next 10 miles is different, and you might go past them, they come back past you, you're like, oh, hello again, oh, hello again. Haven't seen you for a while. But then that might be the only person you see for like a fucking 14-hour stint. Like, it's, other than like checkpoints and stuff, but it's pretty desolate up on the top of the mountains where there's bad weather and no one's around and no one wants to be there at like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. So you appreciate the random person you going past every now and again. And as well, something that's funny is like, you always stop and see people that need help, but nobody wants the help, do they? Like, like there's this woman who's a fucking class runner. I've heard of her before. I'm not going to say her name because she might not want me to say that. She was in a bad way when I seen her at is it Weinbach? I think it is, on the Epona. Like, it's like the second highest part of the beacons, like, so it's quite high up. And she was like halfway up, hanging out her ass. I could see that she'd been spewing everywhere. And I was like, "You okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Just give me 10 minutes, like, and I'll be on my way." And like everyone's like that though, when they're running. I imagine you're the same. If someone comes across you and you're in a fucking really bad way, you're like, "Nah, mate, I'm sound.
I mean, you saw me on the Edam, right? You saw me after I got injured?
I don't know if you were injured or not at the point I saw you, but you were in a pickle. Like.
Yeah, so I think that's when I just got injured.
He's like sat on a rock somewhere on a bit of fire road, looking like you're questioning life choices.
Yeah, I ended up sitting in a ditch for like half hour, and like up until like that point, I was like top 10.
Yeah.
So I was flying start of Edam. I was fucking... Well, everyone saw me go down the hill at the start because I was first.
Yeah.
So I just fucking bombed it down. I'm, like 150 miles in at this point? And I'm just like, yeah, boom, fuck you all. I led for like a good, like, mile or so, and then I was like, right, you guys...
Because it's a sharp downhill at the start of that. Like, that was a really sharp downhill coming out of that campsite. That wasn't fun.
Oh, I loved it.
My body was so broken by the Edam, though, man. Like,
it's a brutal one.
Yeah, but I mean, that was my third to last ultra of the season, I think. So I say that as if like that sounds like you're midway through, but it's like, you know, I was 6 down at that point, and my body didn't recover. So you know Rob Lewis, didn't you? Yeah, fucking legend. Rob Lewis, my brother. But yeah, he's an absolute superstar. Me, him and Spence, we ran nearly all of it together. Spence was dying off, so we left him at the last checkpoint. I was like, you might be here a while. You need to be here a while, you know. Sort yourself out. And then so me and Rob carried on and finished it. But that took us like 14 hours. And in my head, I'm like, wish I could have fucking finished it faster. Like, you know, but I just abused my body so much.
Mate, just think you beat me, so...
Yeah,
there we go.
We're like, you know, you're mid fucking massive events, like, you know,
yeah, but you're the same. Like, our challenges were just different. Like, you were still in the midst of your fucking challenge.
Yeah, like, which fucking Dan Morgan him going to fucking Canada the day after the Ridham, yeah, like,
oh, that was wild.
Because like I finished the Ridham and I was like, I can't wait to never run again. I can't wait to like not have to do this shit. I fucking hate it. And Dan's like, well, I'm off to go and do a 200 miler now, so nice to see you, mate, see you next time. And I'm like, you're a fucking superhero. And then I was like, that just completely, in my own head, diminished everything I'd done. Do you know what I mean? Not in a negative way towards him, but because of how like almost inspiring it is to see that he's just done what I'd done when my body was like, you know, I broke my foot in the January before Wild Horse. Like, I had like 2 months until Wild Horse after breaking my metatarsal. I tore all of the ligaments in my foot. I still don't have the right range of motion in it, and then I had ligament issues in my knees because of compensation. Like, so I had a week off running and a week off work, and then I was back to it working full time and 40-mile weeks, still with fucked foot. So that wasn't smart. So like, you know, I went into the start of all of this pretty banged up and broken, trying to get fit enough to complete it. And yeah, like I gave it everything, and it destroyed my body. And then I see Dan and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go and fucking go across the Canadian mountains. I don't even know what mountain range it is, but I know it's gonna be bigger than anything in this country by a substantial amount. So like, I was just like, that's so inspirational. I was like, a fucking, because I know what he's just done. And I think, like, isn't Dan the only person to have done all of the fucking, like, he's the one who started doing all this super slam bullshit, like, and he's the reason I thought, oh well, if Dan can do it, maybe I can fucking drag my ass through it. And then he's just like, I'm gonna up the ante, mate, and go do another 200 miler at the end. And yeah, it's just, he's like the fucking, I look at him now as like the greatest sort of endurance person in history, because I know people go out there and win like 3 massive 100-mile races in a year, like, fucking well done, yeah, but to do what that man did, put his body through, and then went to Canada and put his body through more of it, I'm like speechless. And that's pretty fucking uncommon for me to be speechless about something.
Yeah, like what he does, like you said, like he was the one that started all of that sort of stuff, and yeah, he's not out winning anything, but the volume of events that he does,
could the winners do what he's done?
Not a chance.
That's the thing. like, because winners, when they're not winning, quit. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to all the better runners than me. I know you're fucking better than me, but I don't care. Like, are you metal enough to not quit is what I respect. Like, if you're fucking nails, like, that's where I'll have more respect for you, because you could go out and win a fucking 100-miler. I'm like, well done, mate, you're really fit, you're really dedicated, that's awesome, but you probably ain't got a life. I'm joking as well, I'm joking, but
He's not joking.
I'm not. You can't have a life if you're gonna win stuff, like, you just can't, because I don't have much of a fucking life really when I'm bang average. Like, every single event, I'm like, as long as I finish in the top half, and I finish in the top half by like 1. You know, Wild Horse, I think I was 50th, which was like smack bang in the middle. And I was like, I'll take it. I'm not in the bottom half of runners. I am the half. I am the half. And I'll take that, like, apart from the Vogum. That was hands down, bro, the worst day of my life when it comes to running. Like, so it was 2 weeks after Wild Horse, and like, I just wasn't in any state to fucking be doing anything. Like, I shouldn't have been back at work. Like, my feet were like, now I'll do it for the camera. So like, this bit of my foot, all of that had ripped clean off from doing Wild Horse. And you think, like, I'd turn around and be like, oh yeah, Wild Horse was the worst thing I've done because I ran for like fucking nearly 4 days. But no, it was because my body was so broken already that I drove all the way, you know, what was it, Porthcawl to Penarth in it, the Vogum. That's far from Bilf. Like, that's far, yeah. So I had to, like, my missus, bless her, shout out to the missus, she dragged her and the kids out of bed, and they drove me at like fucking, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was. We had to leave to drive down there and get me started, and like, I couldn't eat anything because my body just was rejecting food. Even at home I wasn't able to eat properly. Just the recovering from it was so fucking weird. Couldn't eat properly, was struggling to drink a lot of things, and then I had to be like, I'm going to go and run 40 miles, which is really far, along the fucking coastal path, which is like fucking this, and just like massively unpleasant weather. It was pissing down with rain, but you know, I got there, saw Rob. I was like, at least Rob's there, like, at least I can go and talk to Rob and Spence and have a laugh. And I was like, right, let's fucking do this, boys. Started getting a bit more positive, and you start on the beach, don't you, and it's like pissing down with rain, blowing wind sideways. It was awful. Probably the only bad weather day I've had throughout the whole slam that I did, like, so it weren't too bad. But I just wish it wasn't that day. Like, I wish that was a nice sunny day where I could like enjoy a stroll and stuff like that. But no, the universe had other fucking ideas for me. Wanted to test what I'm really made of, like, and yeah, so I've done the first 10 miles. I was like, I'm running, I'm doing like 10-minute miles, I'm fucking on top of the wheel, phone the missus, and I'm like, oh, you guys home safe yet? She's like, no, but you sound really positive. I was like, I'm fucking flying, I'm smashing it. And like, yeah, because I was chatting to Rach. I don't know Rachel's fucking surname. I mean, on Instagram and like seeing her at runs, but she crewed Wild Horse, and she is like the biggest fucking superstar in the world. If you ever come across a random lady with some really cute dogs and she's in the back of a van with just loads of food and drink, that's Rachel, and she's the best. But so me and her were chatting away, like, and stuck together for a bit. She ended up breaking her fucking spine, I think, doing some of this, and still carried on doing the slam. It's nuts, like. But I was like, right, I'm feeling really good, so I'm going to shoot off. Shot off. Got to about mile 10, and all of a sudden the wheels fell clean off, and oh my god, I was in so much pain. And then I first met Catherine Fenton.
Yeah.
Absolute gangster. And she was like, you alright? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, yeah, I'm just fucked. And then like she goes off, starts spewing her ring up, and she was having a bad day. And then I was there, like, just stood at the edge of the cliff looking like, do I jump off the edge of this fucking thing? Like, I'm having that bad of a time. Phone my wife up again. I'm like bawling my eyes out, crying, like, I'm just like, I'm having the worst day ever. I hate my life. I wish I never signed up for this. It's not even worth it. And she's like, do you want me to come and pick you up? And I was like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? And she's like, well, it's just the way you were talking. I was like, oh, don't ever fucking talk to me like that again. I was like, how dare you? I was like, I will never quit. I was like, what sort of fucking man do you think I am? I was like, never been so insulted in my life. But in all fairness, I was in a bad way, and she knew I was fucked, because she'd been like tending to my feet and cleaning them every day, making sure I didn't get infections, and like, she's like my nurse for a few weeks after the Wild Horse. And so I get why she was like, do I just pick him up and take him home and fuck all this off? But no, I just dragged my ass with my sticks literally dragging myself along the fucking beach, just hating my life. And that was the longest day I've ever experienced. And like, I wasn't even last. I didn't even finish last. I was like, how did people not beat me? I was like, how did you not beat me that day? But no, everyone's racing. I fucking know internet. But we're all racing. We're all racing. I don't care what anyone says. When you step on that line and you see someone you think is about your sort of pace, you're like, I'm going to beat that person. It's just, you just do. But yeah, I bumped into Dan on the fucking Vogum as well. He was with some of his wild friends that like just love stopping for shots and beers mid-run. And like, that was a really probably good turning point for me on that race, because I had someone to talk to who knew what I was going through. And Dan's just like, what does he calls it, the fucking party bus?
Fun bus, yeah.
Fun bus, that's it, yeah.
Fun bus.
And it's just like, you know, he's got a speaker blaring and everyone's just like fucking waving their arms and cheering and loving life. And I was like, yeah, I need some of that action for at least a fucking few miles to help get me through it. And
mate, when you're in a hole and the fucking fun bus turns up, you're fucking out that hole pretty quickly.
It is literally like a saving grace, isn't it? Like, I just needed it more than anything, especially how fucking miserable I was. And I met Rav and Nita as well. Like, they're both legends. And they were like, you're right. And everyone's like, you're right. And like I said, like, people will ask you if you're all right, and you will always tell people yes, even if you are very, very obviously not all right. And that was one of those times. I'm just like, no, I'm fucking, just leave me alone. I'm fine. I'll get there. And yeah, got there in the end. But man, I almost want to go and do it again just to see if I can have a nice time and not think that it's the worst day of my life. I want to die. Yeah, there's a lot. I'd say there's probably more times where I feel like I want to die. I'll say this year, last year. Than there was that, like, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great time. Like, obviously you post pictures at the end saying, yeah, it was amazing. Like, it's amazing to finish. That's the thing, is that, like, because you just feel so elated, and the amount of shit you overcome when you do ultras, and it like it never goes well.
Yeah.
You know, so you just, whenever you finish, you're like, I've actually overcome something. I've really overcome some adversity and some really difficult times. And yeah, it makes you fucking have even more of that crazy belief that you can achieve anything. Like, I'm so overconfident in myself, and I have so much more belief in myself than I should. Just because I'm like, fucking, I run 200 miles, bro. I ran 200 miles, yeah. Like, I can do anything. You can't tell me I can't do that. I'll fucking decide if I can do that or not. And obviously, you can't do it like just, I can't go out and, like, you know, I used to love deadlifting, so me and my mate Jace, my best mate, shout out Jace, like, he got me into training because I was a stay-at-home dad for a bit, yeah, and one of my mates, he told me I was getting fat, so I was like, all right, Jace, let's go to gym together. And like, the goal ended up being like, let's see if we can deadlift 200 kilos, like, and I got myself deadlift 200 kilos, like, fucking boom. Can't remember what the point of that was, because I'm such a mong.
It's like you were saying about how you couldn't do that anymore, but you can run 200 miles.
Yeah, it's just like things like that. Like, no, I wouldn't be able to lift 200 kilos now, but
if someone asked you to get back to it, you'll
yeah, I know.
Like,
give me a fucking 2 months, mate. Like, I'll be in there training every day. Like, before Christmas, I was getting a bit fat, and I was like, shout out to my eldest, yeah. Like, he's a fucking legend. He can't listen to this though, not for a few years. But he was like saying, you know, Dad, you're getting fat, and someone gasped when he said that to me, and I was like, that's fucking hysterical that someone was offended for me, that my son was criticising my weight. And I'm like, well, he's just keeping me accountable, really. Like, if I'm putting on a bit of weight, so I wasn't running, so I was like, fuck running, hate running, body hurts, everything's broken, fuck it. He was just like, yeah, Dad, you're putting some timber on. So I went down the gym every day for 2 weeks, dieted, real strict, like, counted macros, fucking everything. I was in like 1,000 calorie deficit nearly every single day, not because I wasn't eating very much, but because I was exercising so much and eating clean. So yeah, I lost like about 2 stone in just under 2 weeks, I think it was. Christ. Like, and yeah, well, I was like nearly 16 stone, man. I was like nearly 16 stone, so I dropped to, I think it was just under 14, and that's the lightest I'd been in a fair while. So I did need to do it. But yeah, he was fat shaming me like fuck, and he'd do it in public. He'd be like, "All right, Dad, you're fatty," and like people like, he can't talk to you like that. I'm like, yes, he can. He's my son, and you know, he's a fat little shit himself. And then people are mortified, and like, you know, social workers, please don't arrest me for saying that.
I think we need more of that though. Like, not enough people hold people accountable. Like, the amount of people I will talk to, and I'm like, oh, I'm being a little bitch with my training. Like, I've skipped a few sessions.
Yeah.
And everyone's just, oh, be kind to yourself. Fuck being kind to yourself. Like, fucking tell me I need to fuck up and get on with it.
If you've done your training session, it was really hard and shit, and then you get home, then you can be nice to yourself. You'd be like, do you know what? I'm going to have whatever it is you wanted to do beforehand that you were going to fuck running off or training off. Like, do it afterwards. Just do it afterwards. And I think that, like, David Goggins, man, like, I know a lot of people hate David Goggins because he's got such a bell-end attitude about things, but I think that when he talks about your feelings not mattering when you're trying to achieve something, he's bang on, like, because your feelings don't matter. If you want to really achieve something that's hard to attain, if you're sat there like, oh well, I don't feel up to it today, well, bitch, no one cares. Like, if you want to go and achieve things, go out there and get it. Go out there and fucking attack it, like, you know, like your life depends on it. And only then you'll really succeed, if you put 100% into stuff. And the amount of times where, like, my friends who work at the sawmill just outside of Bilf, it's actually quite a good training run. It's all roads, so it sucks dick, but it's like 4.5, 5 miles up to the sawmill, all uphill and then downhill all the way home, nice and cushy. Smash it out in like hour and a half-ish. So I'll put the kids to bed 8:30, and then I'd go and run up there and stuff. Like, once I put the kids to bed, it'd be late at night, pissing down with rain. I've still got to get up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock the next day for work. But I'd be out there doing that, and they'd all be coming home from their late shift, so it'd be like 10 o'clock at night, and like, you know, I might even chuck more miles on, and they'll see me running everywhere, like late at night, just fucking out there getting it, because instead of sitting at home having a cup of tea, watching some fucking soaps or whatever you might want to do, no one watches soaps, but yeah, show my age, but yeah, like, none of all that shit's bullshit, innit? It's all artificial. Like, people sit there and waste hours scrolling on their phone in the evening. Like, I didn't have time to do that. And it's like, no one's got real time to just fucking sack off all their responsibilities. But if you sacrifice your downtime and your relaxation time for dedicating that, whatever that may have been, whether it was an hour, 45 minutes, like, if you can squeeze a fucking workout in, a stretching session, some like body weight exercise, calisthenics, you know, or go out for a run, like, you're going to achieve way more stuff if you actually think, I'm not going to relax, I'm going to go out and get this, I'm going to go out and get it, because nothing comes to people who wait. Like, you have to be there. Like, I hate people who say that about luck. I don't believe in luck. I heard a great analogy where someone was like, if you want to talk about luck, it's just where preparation meets opportunity. So yes, you might have the opportunity to do something, but if you're not prepared for it, if you're not ready, then you'll miss it. Like, you gotta be ready for it. And the David Goggins ethos of always being ready, and like Cam Haines, do you know who Cam Haines is? Fucking love me some Cam Haines. Like, nobody cares, work harder, and like the whole must be nice thing, like, oh, it must be nice to be able to do that, like, as if it's easy, as if you get, like, as if you just wake up one day and you're like, oh, I'll go and run, I'll go and just achieve it. Like, it don't work like that. You pay in full. You, especially if you want to do the big stuff. Like, I think Pegasus, because they're so inclusive, and Reese is such a compassionate person, that anyone who's out there willing to, like, just have a go, he will wait there until the end to make sure that you get your money's worth and you finish. So for as long as you don't quit, you could take 24 hours like someone did on the Edam. Like, someone took like 26 hours or something to finish it. And to as an organisation to stay there until that last person's finished, that's some dedication and some compassion, and I really, really respect it. But fucking even the person who comes that far at the back is still out there fucking getting it. They're still a person who's out training in their very small window of time. They might not be somebody who's, you know, really physically fucking fit, or maybe they're really short and stumpy with tiny little legs, and, you know, it's fucking hard for them. You know, I understand I'm 6 foot and quite gangly. It's easier for me to climb up mountains and shit like that. You know, there is physical advantages and disadvantages, but yeah, I just love people out kicking ass. Like, I love seeing fucking really overweight people out running. I love seeing them at the gym. Always puts a smile on my face. I'm like, that's someone who's becoming accountable. And I think that more than anything is people being accountable of themselves and really investing in themselves. I know I was sitting here with a fucking vape and that, like I've got a can of Monster there, like, and I'm talking about dedicating yourself to like health and fitness and fucking all that sort of shit. But as a general, do you know what I mean? If you're dedicating your time to giving yourself your best opportunity at completing the things that you want to do, it's the only way you're going to get it. You don't just sit there and wait for things to come at you. You'll never ever achieve anything. And like my sister, man, like she's a fucking gangster. She's like same as me, come from nothing, and she now owns her own business. And she got pregnant while she was in university, and she could have just like been like, fuck it, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mum and not do anything with my life. But she finished uni, got a degree, started up her own business, and she spends every day, like, you know, she's up at like fucking, she's one of these yoga-y people in the morning, so she'll be up at like 4:30 in the morning doing a yoga and that. But she's out there getting it, and she's super successful with her business. Not because she just sat there and went, oh, I'll have my baby and let life just happen. No, she went out there and fucking got some, and she achieved it. And yeah, so that's more my ethos, man. That's more of what I'm about for people. Is I don't care what your goal is. If you tell me you want to be the fucking best chess player in the world, I'll be like, how much chess are you playing? Like, you're playing it like fucking for hours every day. Playing the piano, like my eldest, he's learning the piano. He's about to start grading, and I'll get home from work and I can hear him upstairs on his fucking keyboard practicing, doing really well, and I'm like, that's my boy. Gets back from school and he's just fucking, you know, before he's got swimming or karate or football or whatever clubs that he's got to do, he's practicing his keyboards as well, you know. And I'm like, that's why he's so successful, because you're not going to fail if you're really trying. Like, don't fail. You always succeed if you're really trying your best at things. So like, yeah, I could go on about my kids though for ages, mate. Like, he's like the fucking best footballer, best cricketer, best fucking, he's just the boy, class at swimming, fucking everything he does, mate. Like, especially with like fitness and that. He's a big chonky lad, but he's just also as dedicated to me at fucking getting it. So he's always out there doing
good
awesome
example
shit.
you've set there.
Well, that's more than anything like what kept me pushing, because I don't want to be like, you know, I said about my parents being fucking adventurous people. My dad left when I was like 8 or 9, and I didn't really see him much until I become an adult. And like, even like with my mum, she ended up being a bit of a pisshead through the teenage years and stuff. So I didn't have any sort of motivation, well, not motivation, like more inspiration from my parents or any positive role models in my life to go and push to achieve something bigger than you thought you could, if you know what I mean. Like, I never thought I could run 200 miles. I never thought I could do half the things that I've ended up doing with my life, because I didn't have anyone to like set an example and to be like a positive role model. So when you have kids, and especially having 2 boys, you know, I want to be that positive role model. Like, they don't look at superheroes and think, oh, that's my hero. Like, they fucking look at their dad and think that's their hero. And I'm like, there's some big boots to fill. To be your child's hero, like you're their real positive role model. It's like, you got to make sure that you're out there doing bits, doing your training, not having days off, and not being a pussy in front of them. Like it's always been like on race day when I'm fucking struggling, like I'm very open and honest with them about how hard things are and how much I want to quit it and come home. And like my eldest has seen me cut up and bleeding and crying, and like he's like, Dad, just come home. And I'm like, I'd love to, mate. There's nothing more I'd love to do than come home and cuddle up on the sofa and watch a football or something. But I'm like, success calls, like, and you can't, you know, greatness in your own mind. Like, you can't achieve greatness unless you really do sacrifice. Like, and I know I'm not fucking great as a, like, I haven't done anything really that mind-blowing, but within my own life, like doing what I did last year, like I achieved greatness. Like, I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life, and all of my family and my friends. And not being funny, I'm the fucking best runner in my local area now, at least. At least I've got more accolades anyway. 5th ranked fucking 100-miler fucking runner in the world.
I did see
like,
that.
Yeah, that might be on my Instagram page. Like, it might be the first thing you see when you go on it.
So for context, just because not everyone listening is going to know you, as surprising as that is, because fucking everyone in South Wales knows you, right? And you're not even from South Wales. No. But like, for context, for anyone that's listening that doesn't know you, what exactly did you do last year?
Okay,
Because it blows my mind still.
Yeah. Oh, so well, like I was fucking sucking off Dan metaphorically before about what he did. He started this thing that he called the Dan Slam. So that is the Pegasus Slam of all their events. So it's 6 ultra marathons in 6 months. But Dan up the ante and was chucking in their fucking Wild Horse 200, as well as then they brought out the Epona, and he'd done that in a year. And I was like, this man's unstoppable. I want me some of that action. So then, obviously, there was the 6 and 6 months, but there was 3 then. You had your Epona, which is 100 miles, Sirona, and the Wild Horse. So Sirona's 100 miles as well. 200 miles was Wild Horse. So I think that equated to, 720 miles or something, maybe a little bit more than that. I'm maths off the top of my head would be shit, but...
Yeah, it'll be somewhere around the 700 mile mark.
Yeah, it was quite tasty, like. And so that was over a 6-month period, which I thought at the time was pretty badass, like, I'm not going to lie. But then, who the fuck was I listening to the other day, or I was talking to somebody, and they're like, yeah, I've run like fucking 20 odd ultras this year. And I'm like, I was thinking, are you counting your fucking training runs as running an ultra? Like, cause,
do you not count them?
No.
If you run 50k?
Mate, like, that doesn't count.
Why not?
So, no, the events are like how many ultras you ran. Sure, you train. It's got fucking... I've run fucking countless, man.
I count them. I did 24 ultras last year.
Bro,
I'm counting my fucking training runs, like my fucking long ass training runs. Yeah, fucking too right.
Bare ultras last year then. Fucking hell, if I knew that, I don't even know how many I've ran then, because like a lot of my stuff I don't even put on Strava, because like I get so not depressed, but I feel really shit about myself for not being fast enough. Like, you know, like most people, I have confidence issues, yeah. So I think like I lack a lot of confidence, surprisingly. It might seem not believable because I'm so forward and in your face and really out there, but like it's because I'm not very confident. I just throw myself all at everything and just be like, they either like me or they don't. So it's a bit like that. But so I wouldn't put stuff on Strava, because I'm like, I don't need people seeing how shit I am at running and how slow I am when I'm out there every day getting it. And people are gonna, like, people obviously already thought that I wasn't going to be able to achieve what I did last year. A lot of, even like one of my best friends, Dan, he's fucking crewed me for all my big ones. Everything that's big and important, he's crewed me for it, apart from the Sirona. But he was like, mate, you're going to get injured and you're not going to complete it and you're going to want to kill yourself, because like that's the sort of person I am. Like, failure is not an option. Failure is just not an option for me. I can't put myself in a position where I fail. I've got to succeed. If I like injured myself or something and like really couldn't do it, then I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Or if I like DNF'd because of time or something, so I was too slow, fair enough, because I've given it my best. But like, I'd never quit. Like, I'll never fucking quit any of this shit. But yeah, so I just didn't Strava or anything, like, and I've run loads of ultras. I'd run to my mum's, which is like 15 miles away. On the main road it's 13 miles away, but on the back road it's like 15, 16, and I'd do that like twice a week. Run to her house, have a smoke, have a fucking cup of tea and some food, and then I'm like, alright, nice one mum, see you later, and just run back home. And I do that on my like days off from work. So with my work, I only work 4 days a week, so I can get a good fucking... So like once a week I was running an ultra for months. So like, I'd definitely say that it doesn't count because of me running so many of them. But yeah, it was a big year, like, for me. But seeing Dan doing what he did, like, I just then thought, I haven't done enough. There's more to be done.
Jesus Christ. Like, when does that end? Like, I always ask this question to people because I'm trying to figure out where everyone's sort of their end goal is. Like, what does it actually end up? Because I can never figure out mine, because I'm like you. As soon as I see someone doing more, I'm like, well, I can fucking do more than fuck you.
There is no end, is there? There's no end. Like, when you end the goals, well, you know, you don't need to have a specific goal you're training for, but the real goal is to just keep pushing yourself. That's the only goal, isn't it? Because yeah, there might be a 300 mile, you might be able to run around the fucking world if you wanted to, but it's like, it's just about finding things that you want to do with your time, and like, is that a good investment of my time that I'm going to enjoy, or I'm going to feel some sort of accomplishment from? what makes you feel like you've succeeded, you know? I think that's more what we're all striving for, is to find something that makes us almost feel proud of ourselves, innit? Like, you want to feel proud of yourself for doing something, and you never really do. That's the fucking trick, is you never really feel proud of yourself because you always look at someone better. But I think the winners feel like that also, because they'll be like, there's always a faster time. Someone might break the course record next year, and there's never going to be a time you're satisfied. It's like a good dinner, innit? You're never satiated. You're like, you always want more. You're like, I keep eating. If you're a fat bastard like me, anyway.
I find it fascinating because you seem to have this unbreakable confidence in yourself while also lacking confidence.
Yeah.
And it's just, that is always seems, it's becoming a bit of a trend where that seems to be what, in my eyes, successful people have. Like, and it doesn't have to be success in like how most people measure it, of like, oh, this is monetary success, or like this is like your business success, and it's like your success in ultra running. And again, it might not be success to some people, being like, oh well, he didn't win anything, and it's like, well, that's not the fucking point.
Yeah, like, but fucking, I would like to tell anyone, like, if you think you're a better runner than me, you probably are, but let's see who gives up first. Because it fucking isn't me. I'll tell you that before we start. It's not me. Like, if some person, like, even if David Goggins come at me and was like, bro, let's just keep running laps of this until we see who dies first. Like, I'd like to think that he's going to die before me, and that's David Goggins. Like, do you know what I mean? He'd do 1,000 more laps than me, so no wonder he'd die quicker. But I wouldn't give up, like, unless I was fucking, like, I definitely tore a ligament in my knee on Wild Horse. And I got to the fucking, like, second checkpoint, and the medic was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, mate, my knee's just fucked. And he was like, can you walk on it? And I was like, not really. And he was like, well, you're only about 50 odd miles in, mate. And I was like, yeah, I know. And he was like, well, my advice would be, because, like, my knee was like fucking this, it was like proper swollen. So I was like, that's obviously some fucking ligament damage. And he was like, I'd recommend you not carrying on, mate. And, like, he strapped it up for me, and he was like, I still recommend you not carrying on. And I was like, okay. And he saw me hobbling, and he was like, I'd really not recommend this. And I was like, don't worry about it, mate, I got this. So I was like, I got this. So I just phoned my crew, like Dan and Kev. They're fucking absolute legends. They just followed me around in a camper van, just bringing me everything I could possibly need. And they went on a hunt, managed to find me some knee sleeves. Well, they found me one at the start, and I only had one bad knee at the start. And got through fucking, like, a night shift, and then both my knees were fucked, and they were both swollen, and so I had straps on both knees and tape and everything holding them together. And the medic was like, look, mate, you really need to consider not doing this and going home. And that was sort of the theme of my conversation every single time that I bumped into anybody, was, maybe you need to fucking call it a day, mate. And I'm just like, fuck you all. Like, you don't understand what I'm made of. My body might break, but, like, if my brain can climb out of my ears and it's going to crawl its way to the finish line still, like, I've got such an unbreakable spirit. And that's why, like, even though I lack confidence in a lot of things, I know that I'm so bullish in my approach that I can just fucking smash through everything. I'll just smash through anything. I don't care how hard I have to work. I don't care how much better everybody is than me. Like, because I work in a job as well. Like, I'm an open reach engineer, and the first day of your job, you go to a training centre with hundreds of people, and you, like, put on weighing scales in front of everybody, and they read your weight off and then give you fucking all your gear, and they're like, right, you got to go and now learn all this new stuff with loads of random people you never met before. And I'm normally quite shit at everything I do for the first time, and it's comical. Like, I'm really great to laugh at. I'm fucking useless at everything at the start. So I've always been in positions where I'm new and learning new things all the time, and I'm okay with being shit at stuff. I'm okay with, like, being the one everyone makes the joke about when you fuck it up in front of the class. Like, I've got to tie certain kinds of knots in my job for attaching ropes to cables, yeah? Boring as fuck, I know. But I can never remember how to do these fucking knots, and I'm a proper idiot about it, and I get really flustered that I can't remember a simple knot. But I don't let it stop me, do you know what I mean? Little things, like, no little things will really, like, put a damper on me, but... So I'll go into everything with, like, a lack of confidence, but with the right approach to attack it with, you know? I think that's what I learned about confidence, is for as long as you develop the right mindset to go about doing the things you're not confident in, you can still do it relatively unscathed. You know, it won't be too traumatic for you.
Yeah.
So that's just what I try to do. Whether it's like this today, like I was probably more nervous about this than I was about any of my runs last year. Like when I go to park run with my son, that I'm more nervous about that for some reason, like because I know how shit I am at running. Like I'm like, oh, I'm even gonna keep up with my 10-year-old son at parkrun. That's what worries me in my head. And I'm like, why am I bothered about these sort of things? Like, why do I lack the confidence to be like, I'm gonna go out and fucking have a great time, you know? But I think as well, a lot of people put so much pressure on performance. Everyone wants to be great, and as well, without getting too philosophical and boring, like Western civilization, you know, our culture is of the best. It's all about, you know, who's the best, who's number one. That's the only thing that matters, like, and everything's all about being rewarded for being the best. And I'm not saying like everyone deserves a fucking like a medal for turning up, but you sort of do deserve a medal for turning up. People who are out there just trying to fucking get it deserve it as well. Like we all do. So, yes.
Everyone knows my opinion on that. Fuck medals.
I like the medal. I sort of like having a medal. Like, they are quite cool. I mean, I say that. Mine from last year, everything apart from my wild horse buckle is in a carrier bag under my bed. Like, everything from last year has just been stuffed in, like, my bed. Don't look at it. It's not on display. Nothing like that.
So, I'm going to let you know this now, because I'm starting up my own events this year. We are not giving out medals for the half marathon. Fuck that. There's going to be a first, second and third.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is getting a buff.
That's cool.
You're still getting something.
Yeah,
cool. I think everyone deserves something.
Yeah.
But a medal? No.
No, that's fair enough. If you keep medals for the winners, like, that's
because, like, in my eyes, it's the same with trophies. Like, does everyone get a trophy for finishing, like, an ultra? No. You get a medal. I don't want a fucking medal.
And like Reese is super lovely that he gives like extra fucking trophies, doesn't he? Like what is it? Like
top
fourth?
Five.
Is it top five?
Top
I thought it was
five.
fourth as well, but yeah. And you know, I didn't realise that. It wasn't until the Epona, I think, that I actually realised that men and women are categorised differently in ultras. But obviously, I'm that far fucking back. It doesn't mean nothing to me. But like when I come in on the Epona, I was like 23rd in total. And the person in front of me was 4th place woman. And I was like she walked off a block of wood, and I was like, yo, where's my block of wood? And she was like, no, she was 4th. And I was like, I was 5th. And they're like, no, you're like 23rd. And I'm like, how the fuck does that work? And they're like, no, she's 4th woman. And I'm like, oh, right, well, that makes fucking sense. I'm like, shouldn't it all just be categorised into one? Because I know, like, fair enough for fucking elite athletes, like, fair enough, that's different. But when you're at, like, your local sort of fucking mid-Walian runs or, like, South Walian runs, the women can win it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not that different. When I run man versus horse, I had, like, a fucking 4-foot Asian lady overtake me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, look at the difference. She's like that fucking big, and I'm way bigger than her. Like, I should have been able to beat her, and she smashed me. So it shows that if you're not a professional, there's not a massive difference between men and women. Like, and women are fucking. I believe women are fucking able to smash anything anyway. So I think everyone should be integrated into one in the running.
I mean, I look at like Courtney DeWalter doing fucking Moab 240 and winning by 10 hours. Like, overall, not like, oh, she's first woman. She won by 10 hours overall.
Everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, you got fucking battered by her. She is the GOAT, mate. She's a fucking legend. And like, I love what she's about. I love that she's not one of these fucking, like, running in tight pants and sports bra kind of woman. She's like in a long 3/4 length shorts and, like, you know, t-shirts and hoodies and that. And I'm just like, yeah, she's so cool, man. She's just so cool. And that's the sort of, like, running influencer that people should be.
Have you seen the run that she did with Cam Haines, and they, like, stop off and they're shoving, like, fucking cheeseburgers in their fucking running vest? Like, yeah, fuel, fuck it.
Yeah, proper fuel. Like, that's real fucking running fuel. That reminds me of Wild Horse, like, the first night, what is it, Pontstickish Reservoir, I think it's called, up by Weinbach. I just probably named a completely wrong place now. But, yeah, like, me and Jenks, do you know Mike Jenks? Yeah, absolute fucking sweetheart of a man. Me and him done the first night shift of Wild Horse together up over Weinbach down into Cowell, and as we left, like, he was walking up, he's like, oh, I'm quite hungry, and I was like, fucking 2 Mackey's cheeseburgers. I was like, sorry, there's no pickles though, mate. I don't do pickles. So when my crew go and get me, I'm going to make sure they get the pickles taken off when they come.
You're wrong for that.
I know, Mr. fucking pickle ambassador over here.
Telling you, I'm getting that pickle sponsorship, bro.
Yeah.
One day.
How do we get you one of them, like?
I ask everyone. Just fuck it. Just if everyone just talks about me and pickles,
Yeah.
at some point a pickle company is going to be like, hold on now, like
This
guy's serious.
I tried to get a sponsorship with, Shake and Udder, the milkshake brand.
Okay.
So, like, basically, my mate Dan, who's one of my crew, he ran, I don't know what it was. It's like an OTT one, I think it was, and it was around over the top of Penavan, and then you run to Merthyr. Might not be OTT, but whatever. But he done that, and he loves a Shake and Udder milkshake on his ultras. He's like, mate, if you're in the area, could you bring me one? And I was like, fucking right, I will. So I brought him one. I got a photo of him running and then going to grab it. It was a really good photo, and I sent it to Shake and Udder. And I was like, any chance of 2 boys in Wales getting a sponsorship deal? And they were like, we appreciate the offer, but no, thank you. But they did send me like 23 bottles of milkshake. Yeah. So that's the closest I'm going to get to a sponsorship deal. And once people pay close attention to me running anything that I post, they're like, I can't touch that. No brand's gonna touch me, mate, unless you're a vape brand. Crystal, come on, like sponsorship. Fucking.
Oh, that would be a class sponsorship for you, because like they're fucking expensive, right?
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
No, but imagine like
getting it free. Yeah,
getting it free, but then like their content, they're gonna be like. You're just going to be out fucking running 200 miles and you're like fucking every post you with a vape.
Yeah, I can come 23rd and be like, it's only because of the vape. Nothing to do with hard work and dedication, only the vape.
Yeah, performance enhancing vapes.
Yeah, well, definitely there's some performance enhancing going on out on my runs, mate. I'd just like to say a thank you to THC. Mike Tyson, sponsor me, bro. Snoop Dogg, sponsor me.
Oh, honestly, like I'm so down for just like wild sponsorships.
Yeah, I think so.
Like Dan Plod TV, he put up a Instagram post where like his mates from work got him a Secret Santa, and it was like an ultra running first aid kit, and like they know him obviously. There was a fucking like bottle of Pepto-Bismol in there, and he's tagging like all these different things. He gets a reply off Pepto-Bismol like commenting on his thing.
No way.
And then he replies to them tagging me, just being like, "Will, shall I go for the pickle tactics here?" And I'm like, "Yes, fucking get sponsored by Pepto-Bismol, fucking let's go!" Like, and I'm just fucking. Just get the wildest idea of like what company that, but it's got to be something that like he uses Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be fucking legit.
Yeah.
On my 6, I was fucking drinking pickle juice out the jar.
Yeah.
Everyone was looking at me like, what a fucking minger, and I'm there just fucking like necking it. And fucking, it's got to be something like that where it's like this would legit be helpful for me.
Yeah,
like I'm spending my money on this. Yeah, can it save me some money?
Your electrolytes and that, like if Liquid IV could sponsor me as well, please, like, you know, that'd be appreciated. There's lots of things I'd love sponsorship in. Nike should sponsor me with their wild horses, because they're my favourite trainers to run in. I love them, sing their praises.
Wild horse in wild horses.
I did, yeah. And like they're really cool because they've got like 30 mile, 50 mile and 100 mile little boxes on the trainer, like, and you can tick them off. And I was like, they haven't even got a fucking box for 200 miles. I was like, I need both my trainers together to get that. But yeah,
you need 2 pairs, so it's like you just swap halfway.
Well, I'd actually
tick it off as you're running, so like you get the 100 mile mark, right? Tick them off. New shoes, please.
I did get a new pair for my birthday last year, actually. So I had the 8s that I ran the wild horse in, and then they didn't bring out a Wild Horse 9 for some reason. I just went straight to Wild Horse 10s, and I swapped them over, and I just had my old ones that I ran Wild Horse in just hanging around the house for no reason, because I was like, they're special to me. You know, they got me through a lot
this year. Framed.
Yeah, well, I ended up taking them for like one final run, and they got so bogging I couldn't bring them in the house, and then I left them in what I call nature's washing machine, which is just leaving them outside. And they were there for like a month, and then they like started going mouldy and that, and I was like, well, they're definitely going in the fucking bin now. And my mate Danny was just like, I can't believe after everything you and those shoes have been through, you let them go out like that. And I was like, fuck it, they're only shoes in the end of the day, aren't they? But I did love them. They were great. just fucking, because people talk about like the Vibram, and whenever I wear Vibram sole trainers, I'm slipping on my ass everywhere unless I'm on like rocks. If it's like rocky, like if I'm up in the Beacons or Snowdonia, you're like a mountain goat going up everything. But as soon as you're in like bogs and real slippery shit, they're not what they ever makes them out to be. I don't rate it, and I've only ever fallen over in my speed goats. I've not fallen over in anything else.
So I fucking stack it all the time.
Yeah, you run really fast. I'm slow as fuck, so that's the difference.
I wouldn't say I'm really fast. I'm trying to be really fast. And then I fucking go out for runs with like Lee Arundel and Courtney, and I'm just like, fucking, how the fuck are you guys? And they're both like, oh no, you're a good runner, Will. And then we go up a hill and they're fucking off, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a good runner, aren't I? Fucking dickheads.
I'm still a fucking walk up the hill kind of runner. I'm like, do you know what I mean? So I'd never be able to go out for a run with people like that.
Mate, I went when I rolled my ankle. We was out on a 50k run, just us three. There's a route round here called the Runda roller coaster,
right?
And we was like, right, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna run extra to make it 50k. We're out on this run, and we get to the bit where we're then running extra, so we're fucking at the car park. They've already run off. I've been fucking limping behind them for fucking miles, and I'm looking ahead and I'm like, right, we've got 5k now, that's it. And I'm like, I've got to catch these motherfuckers. Like,
and they'll be pushing it as well.
And I saw them like stop and like look back at me to see if I'm gonna like head back to the car, and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck them up.
I'm gonna catch you,
these
bitch.
people. And like I start running, like proper running again, and my ankle's still fucked. I'm limping like fuck as I'm trying to run, but I'm doing like a 5-minute kilometer. Don't know what that is for miles for you.
I have no idea. Like, you may as well be talking a different language. No idea.
But like, I'm fucking pushing it basically, and I catch up with them, and they're like, "Fucking hell, you're going, son," because we're trying to go faster to fucking make you fucking
push
get a rocket
like,
up your ass. And I'm like, "You're cunts."
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, and then we stick together for a while, and then they start upping the pace again, and it gets to the point where they're doing like a fucking 430 kilometers, so like a 25k 25-minute 5k pace.
Yeah, so quite fast. That's like fucking 8-minute mile, I think.
They're doing that, and I'm like, this is my fucking 10k PB at the end of a 50k run, and I had to fucking pull back, and they're just like, nah, this is alright. And I'm just like, what the fuck? How are you running so fast at the end of an ultra?
Courtney said as well, though, didn't she, in the podcast with you, she was like, she smashes like a consistent 60-mile week every week without a doubt, sort of thing. When you're doing that much mileage, like going and doing a 30-mile run is so
I'm not
doable.
exactly shy on mileage, mind. They're a different gravy there.
Oh, she's a machine. Like, she is such a machine.
And they just don't see it because they're like, oh no, Will, you're a really good runner. And I'm like, fuck off. Like, it's almost patronising at this point.
Do you know Mark Smicky?
Yeah.
Yeah? Fucking what a sweetheart of a man. Yeah. Like, he won the opponent with that. Is it Nathan? No, I don't know fucking guy's name. Him and some bloke come joint first on the first opponent, and he started following me on Instagram, and I was like, bro, you won it, and I come like near the end. Why are you following me on Instagram? And he's always liking all of my stuff, always comments really positive things towards me, and I'm like, mate, I'm so shit at running. And he's like, you should come out for a run with me, and I'm like, fuck no, mate. It'd be like taking your like nan out for a walk. I'm literally that slow compared to someone. It'd be like taking your grandparent, especially someone like him. He's fucking smashing like 7-minute miles through the mountains, and I'm like, geez, I can't do that on the road. Like, there's no way I'd be up for doing that. I'm definitely a slow plod of a runner.
You fucking get it done though.
Yeah, but like as well, I'm not into running. Like,
I ran 700 miles of events last year, but I'm not into running.
Yeah, I'm not into running. Like, people talk. I only fucking know Cam Haynes because I watched him on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I just liked his attitude. And he was talking about bow hunting, and one of my friends does archery. My friend Tom, like, shout out Tom. And me and him have been mates since day, and he loves Cam Haynes through bow hunting. And I was like, oh, he was on Joe Rogan, and we were chatting about it, and then like I started listening to some of his stuff when he's talking about running, and he does his podcast, and I listened to his podcast about some shit, and like, so that's the only. And David Goggins, everyone loves David Goggins for the reason of who he is, do you know what I mean? Not because he runs. And so yeah, I never really I'll never sit there and watch a documentary about running, or a fucking like video where someone talks about running all the time. It bores the absolute fuck out of me. I done martial arts most of my life growing up and everything. Done a fair bit of martial arts as an adult. It's only because like I was doing MMA and I broke 3 ribs doing jiu-jitsu, so I had a hiatus from any martial arts, and that's when my mate got me into running, because I was like, I need something that's not as time consuming, where I've got to go and train like 3-4 days a week, an hour away from home, straight after work, missing stuff with the kids. I was like, it's not going to work. Like, I can't leave my wife to do everything while I go around getting beaten up all the time by a bunch of teenagers, you know. So I was like, that's on the back burner. Start doing running for a bit. So running's literally a side quest. That's like just doing a side quest, and I feel almost dismissive of it because it's some people's hopes and dreams. Like, some people work their whole life to go and do this shit that I do just as a give or take. Like, I don't really give a fuck about it. Like, I don't lose any sleep over running, really, and if I couldn't ever run again, I probably wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss running for fucking 2 days straight. I'm going to miss the bleeding asshole or the fucking bleeding feet, or, you know, just all the shit that goes with it. Like, I don't think people who do 10Ks have the same issues as what I have with running. You know, I don't think it's quite the same. Maybe if I only did parkrun, I'd love running, but I
wouldn't.
Nah, of course I wouldn't.
I fucking hate it.
I haven't even cleared all the fucking vape out of my lungs by 5k. Do you know what I mean? I think
200 miles, you're like fucking 5 vapes deep.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, and about a quarter of weed deep as well.
I think I'm like weird when it comes to running, because like you're saying, like, oh, I wouldn't miss it. Like, I would, but not for the same reasons that like most people would.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier about, oh, I'd much rather be at home. Like when I'm on these runs, and like my son calls me and sees me in pain, and it's like, oh, I'd rather be home, but I've got to fucking do this.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm out there and I'm like, can this go on for another day?
Yeah.
Can we chuck another one on? I was mid-6 and I was like, should I do a Pona afterwards? Like, chuck that in.
Just add it on.
Shall I do
the
the unstable slam back to back? Like,
yeah.
Can I get that much time off work? Like, I want to fucking be out there, and I want to suffer there.
Yeah,
like,
the suffering's great. Like, as much as I just talk down about it loads, but the suffering is what. Like, people say it's really addictive running. Oh, Joe, you're addicted to running. I'm like, I'm not. I'm addicted to the pain, man. Like, there's something about putting yourself through that pain, and the not giving up. It's the overcoming the pain, where you know that
it's
nearly every person you know would have given up.
You don't want to be in the pain, but you want to fucking put yourself through it to overcome it.
Yeah, you want to conquer it. You want to conquer your mind. Like Goggins says, he's like, when you're running an ultra, it's like looking at your life through Ultra HD. And I was like, what the fuck does he mean by that? And then when I was running like the 200 mile or even one of the 100s, because there's still enough of, I was going to say there's still enough of a challenge as if running 50 or something isn't. That's still a massive challenge, but it does become different. It does become different when you've doubled a 50 miler. Like, your day out is only a day out.
Everyone says like 100's not like 250s,
no.
And a 200's not like 200s.
No, it's so different. It's all so different. But knowing you've got what it takes to get through it, that's what you do it for. You're like, can I grit through it? Can I be that? Am I that determined? Am I really made of what I think I am? And like, I guess it's just a lot of fucking inflating your own ego, maybe. Maybe that's what my thing with it is, because of the confidence issues. Maybe like, I'm like, I am as awesome as I think I am. You know, I can do these awesome things. So yeah, I am the boy. But there's always a bigger fish.
Nah, but you are though. That's the thing. Like, you're saying it as if like you're not actually that person. You're faking it. And I think for a while, like, that is how you get into these things, is you are trying to fake it to yourself.
I don't know if it's faking it. See, I think I'm of the belief that if you, do you know what? Even if you're fucking disabled, yeah. Like, I've seen some Paralympians. They can run like a motherfucker, so they could probably do 100 miler off road as well. Do you know what I mean? I think if you are able to fucking move on your 2 legs, you can do what I have done. Like, I'm not special. I'm not anything better than anybody else. Like, I'm not genetically disposed to be really good at running. Like, I smoke loads of weed. You know, everything about me is like, should not be very good at running. And if you just dedicate that time and that effort into it, you will achieve it. Like, you just will. but you have to fucking work for it. And that's all it is. And I believe that every person can work towards and achieve what I have done if they're willing to sacrifice what I had to sacrifice. It's just whether you're prepared to.
Yeah.
That's all it boils down to, is whether you're willing.
I'm not even sure it's just that though, right? Because I know a lot of people that would sacrifice what you sacrifice. They would put in the work, but then when it comes to that mentality of like, you're fucking doing Wild Horse and both your knees are fucked. Like,
yeah.
how many people are gonna keep going? And we'll see it a lot, right? Like the circles that we're mixed in now in ultras, like, you gotta be a fucking certain way to even want to step on an ultra line. And then when we're doing things and it's like fucking you and Plod, like you're doing all of this shit back to back and just fucking pushing yourself, and your body's like, I want to fucking just crawl in a hole and stay there for a while.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we got another fucking ultra to do, fuck up.
Well,
like, there's got to be something like mentally that you guys have got that most people don't.
yeah, I'm probably a little bit unstable.
I mean, it was called the Unstable Slam for a reason.
Yeah. I got it turned into that.
Did you?
Well, it was the Dan Slam, wasn't it? So they
Yeah.
couldn't call it a Dan Slam anymore once someone else had done it. But yeah, like, it's definitely a mindset thing. It's definitely not being willing to quit. Like, it's just, it always boils down to that, because I don't even know what fucking checkpoint it was. It was just after the Carmarthen vans on Wild Horse, yeah. And everyone talks about hallucinating. The only time I've ever hallucinated is from taking substances. So, like, I'm like, if this is what you call hallucinating, you ain't never taken anything fun. But I was on top of the Carmarthen vans, and I'd only just left a check. It's like one of the shortest checkpoints in the whole thing. It's like 10 miles. It's nothing. And because, you know, that's a normal checkpoint on a normal ultra, but on 100 or especially 200, there's like 25, 30 miles and stuff in between some of them. So it's a long distance. But yeah, I left to go up the Carmarthen vans. I went out of by Danarog off Show Caves, fine. And I got to the fucking top of Carmarthen vans. It's May, so it was quite warm. It was like high 20s, I think, like nearly 30 degrees. So it was a really fucking hot day. And I was so dehydrated. I managed to drink all of my fluids, eat all of my food, and I was still about halfway to the checkpoint from the first one. And I was like, how have I fucked up so badly here? And I'm going along the Carmarthen vans, and I'm like, right, I'm starting to feel really, really bad. I don't really sleep much on these things. I don't sleep much the best of times anyway, so I think I was probably about a mile 130, maybe 140, something like that, and I had about 3 hours sleep. So I was still going strong, really, for not much sleep. And yeah, so like everything was depleted. I was just so fucked. And I got to a point where I had to crawl along the floor. Like, I couldn't run, like, I couldn't walk. I was just like, started seizing up and cramping. So I was like on all fours, crawling along the top of fucking the Carmarthen vans, massive mountains, some of the most beautiful views you'll ever see in your life. And I did not give a fuck. Didn't give a fuck. Because 4 months earlier I was up there and I broke my fucking foot on this same bit where I was dying that time. I just had such a bad experience up there. And it was my favourite part of the whole thing. Because, like, it really pushed me to breaking point, and I thought I was hallucinating because some woman come up to me, like, because it was a nice day, there was a few hikers up there, and a couple of families asking you, like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm on a 200-mile run, and they're like, 200 miles? And you're like, yeah, I've ran from Chepstow, and they're like, isn't that, like, over by England? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, and you're on, like, nearly the west side of Wales. I was like, yeah, man. And they're like, that's fucking nuts. So I was like having a right chat with people, and like some legends offer you like a bit of water and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, drink the whole fucking bottle, chuck it back to them. But this French lady come up to me and she was like, ça va? Ça va? And I was like, the fuck are you saying to me? And she was like, ça va? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. I was like, yeah, I'm good. And she looked at me then and she was like, I don't think he's fucking good. Because I evidently was not. I was crawling along a mountain. And I thought I was hallucinating, so I was like, that's the most unlikely thing to have ever happened. So as she started walking off down the hill, I was taking photos of her and her husband just to see. And I got down the hill and I showed my friends, I was like, is that person there? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, thank fuck, I wasn't hallucinating. I did actually meet a random French woman on a mountain in the middle of Wales. But so I got down to near the checkpoint, like, and I was like, I might die doing this. And my mate Kev, who was part of my crew, he's such a fucking savage. He like come running out to find me to see if I was alright, because I took a long time, lost a lot of time on that hill. And he was like, "You all right, mate?" And I was like, "I'm just ready to put the death in death before DNF, mate." I was like, "I don't want to do this anymore." I was like, "I just want to die. Can you please let me die?" I was like, if I get to a point where I fall off a cliff, just don't try and save me. Just like let me die, because I don't want to do it anymore. And he said to me then, he was like, "I knew you were going to finish it at that moment, because it was like the worst I'd been, and it's the worst that he'd ever seen me as well, because he was there for the first Epona, he was there for fucking everything." And he was like, "I really thought you know, you were going to pass out, or you were going to fucking just collapse." And the boys then cooked me up a couple of burgers. I didn't really go into the checkpoints or use checkpoints. Like, I'm really privileged. I have a friend who's willing to book a week off work. Well, two friends that'll book a week off work, follow me around in a camper van that he owns, and fucking just do everything I could possibly need, whether it's washing my feet in Dettol, whether it's cooking me food, rolling me joints, whatever it might be. They will do all of it. Drive fucking hours to go and get me stuff that I need. They do not care. They will do anything. So for anyone who wants to know, like, get a fucking crew. Don't do it solo. No matter how big and hard you are, get a fucking crew. Like, it makes your life so much more enjoyable. And as well, you know where the boulder field is? Yeah, have you ever run up there before?
Yeah, so I actually did a 50-mile barefoot walk, and it's pretty much started going the opposite way across the boulder field.
No way.
Yeah.
So did you go, like, because the bit I wanted to talk about was just after that. So is it Mountain View car park?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to my friend Tom. He come and met me there with his missus, and it was fucking like middle of the night. They come out and met me, and my wife was there with the kids. It was fucking class. But just after there, you go across like a big peaty bog, and it's over towards Castle Cerrig-Kennin, down towards Llandilo way. And me and my friends call it the Welsh Bermuda Triangle, because Dan ran a fucking GB Ultras race there. He'd done the 100k one, and he got lost on that bit. He's got like a real fancy Garmin watch, you know, like the fucking super duper high tech one that's
Why
supposed
does
to.
everyone get lost there?
Mate, I don't know how my fucking all of my tech stopped working. Everything stopped working. It was the middle of a storm, because it was like middle of the night, stormy as fuck. Could only see like, I don't know, me to the camera away, you know. It was really bad visibility, and I could just about make out head torches in the distance, but I weren't sure if there were car lights, and because like I only use my phone to navigate, so like, yeah, so you'll see me just running and then stop, pull out my phone, go like that, and then pick a direction to run, like, and that's just how I do it. And I've smashed it every race doing that. But on Wild Horse was the first time I've ever got lost, and I'd done 6 miles, I think it was, up on that hill.
I paced someone through the boulder fields.
Yeah.
For Wild Horse last year.
Yeah.
And like, she was like, "Oh, every time I've come up here, I've got lost." Blah blah blah. Fucking went through it with her, and then she was like, "Wait, we've done it. We've stayed on track." And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I found the boulder field to be alright, because there's like the big stone cairn at the top, isn't there? Like, it's massive. Yeah. So you're like, right, I've just got to aim for up there, and then you take a left, follow that for like a mile, and then you cut across to Mountain View car park. So I got through the boulder field alright, and the sun was still up at that point. But by the time I got to the fucking Mountain View fucking car park, it just went really bad. It went really, really bad. And so I was running, I got lost, couldn't work out where I was going. So my mate was in the camper, and he was on the phone to me, and he was like, "Right, just stand still so the tracker can update and I can work out which direction you need to go." And I was like, all right. And I don't know if you can gather this about me, but I don't have much patience, right? So I'd wait for about 30 seconds and then be like, "Fuck this," start running. And he'd be like, "Oh, you're going the right way." And I'm like, "Sick." And I'd carry on running. And then he'd check it again in a couple of minutes. And all of a sudden, I'm like a mile in the wrong direction. Not a mile, I'm not that fast. But, you know, I'm a fair way in the wrong fucking direction. He's like, "You didn't actually stop running, did you dickhead?" And I'm like, "No, I couldn't. I can't just stand here on top of a mountain doing nothing. I just can't do it." And I was running around in circles, losing my fucking head. And I was just having a really terrible time. And I was just in so much pain. I was soaking wet, and I was like, "Do you know what? Fucking find the nearest road. Come and find me with your camper van. I'm going to jump in the back of the van for 2 hours, because you get a little number you can text to say that you've not fallen and died. Don't worry about me. I'm just having a sleep." So I texted the number, jumped in the camper for like 2 hours, had a fucking good snooze, and as I woke up, like, the sun was starting to rise again, so I could see, and I was like, all right, at least I've got a better fucking effort now. Like, if I can actually see where I'm going, I've got a chance of not being lost. And I lost like maybe 6 to 8 positions. Like, I dropped down quite a few positions because of that. And then I had to get from there to Llantabia before the next checkpoint, and that was a really grisly fucking morning. That was. Weather was awful. I was so wet, everything was sore. But Castle Kerrykennet is fucking stunning. Like, even on the side of the mountain in the rain, like, it was still beautiful. It was a fucking awesome view. And that's one thing about Wild Horse. You travel so much terrain, so many different places. I think the first day was pretty shit. It was like, felt a bit like England, you know, just gentle rolling fields, and I was a bit like, you know, it's alright. A couple of pretty points where there's some cool castles and stuff, and what is it? The Abbey. There's a cool Abbey you get to go and check out. That was cool. But on the whole, it was pretty fucking dead. I was like, it was not my thing. But then started getting towards the beacons, and that's when it started getting real. You know, you're going up big hills, and I was a bit disappointed we didn't go over Pen y Fan on it. I know, like, at the time you're fucking grateful, but you're like, I sort of feel like I'm cheating myself walking around Pen y Fan when I could have ran over Pen y Fan. But that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, you know, that might have fucked me up too much to carry on. But it was just such an experience, Wild Horse was. I put an Instagram post up, like, fucking at the end of last year to try and summarise my 2025. And I couldn't, like, I was, like, looking for photos. I was looking to, like, too much had happened. Like, so much has happened in the last year that I could never have expected from life, and to try and put it into words for people to just scroll past, I was like, it just doesn't do it justice. So I put up a little post of me finishing Wild Horse, and I said, I just hope that everybody, at least once in their life, gets to feel that level of achievement, you know, to have overcome something so gargantuan in their own life, whether you like, say, doing uni, and maybe that's your thing, or, you know, fucking, say you're someone who got a bad injury and come back and you can walk again properly, like, whatever it may be, or you want to go and run 200 miles, like, that level of achievement, that fucking feeling, mate, is unmatched. Like, I've never felt anything like it. And Courtney said something very similar, and you guys were then speaking about how you don't feel it at the finish line, it's before that. So I think it was the exact same point. As you get to the end of the beach, you've got to run up this fucking, like, cliff face, and it's all sand up this cliff face. And, like, she said it was like 2 miles or something from there to the finish, and I didn't know how far it was, but all I knew is it took fucking forever, because my head torch was dying, my phone was dying. It was like 11 o'clock at night or something, and I just seen the light on the side of the cliff face, and I could hear, like, music or something going on, and I was like, that's it, that's the end. And I started crying, and, like, just like a fucking full emotional breakdown. I just couldn't contain it, and I was like, I've fucking done it. I was like, I've fucking done it. And I'm running. I started running really fast, and I was like, I don't know how I've got this speed in me and this ability to run uphill. I don't run uphill on a good day, you know what I mean? Never mind at the end of it. And I'm, like, digging these poles that are too small because I'd never used poles before, and my mate lent me them, and he's like fucking 5'6". So like, I've got like kid-sized poles that I'm like stabbing down into the ground, and I'm booting it up this hill. And my wife told me after, she was like, Reese had a word with her and said, look, don't rush him when he finishes, because he's pushed it so hard that he might pass out. Like, we might have to give him some serious medical attention when he stops. And like, so that sort of gives you an idea of how much of a bad way I was in. And yeah, I come flying up this fucking bank, straight over the top, smashed it down through the little bit of the village, and got to the gate. I fucking took my pack off, threw that to the fucking side. Could have gone off a cliff for all I gave a fuck. Threw my sticks. I was like, they don't know me, son! Going mental, like, just screaming my head off, jumping over the gate. I was like, ah, fucking, I did it! It was just, oh, mate, the whole thing, like, I want everybody to know what that feels like. And you're going to know what that feels like. When you've done the hundreds back to back, it will be the same feeling. It will be like, fucking hell, because no matter how confident you are in yourself that you're going to do something because you know you won't quit, it's that still unknown that is your body capable of still actually getting to the finish. And that moment you know you're going to fucking get there, mate. Like, you're going to cry like a bitch. You just do. And it's so it's like so freeing, man. You're like, because you carry a lot of emotions through the whole thing. Like, the whole time I was just doubting myself, even though it's really hard to sort of explain, because I'm talking about it that I know I'm going to do it, but at the same time I'm doubting, am I actually going to do it? And it's just, I know every time the bitch in my head comes out and says quit, I know I can tell that bitch to shut up and then it'll be fine. But you don't know if you can do that forever. Do you know what I mean? You don't know if that'll stay that way till the end. And apparently so. Apparently it does. And like, it's just a fucking wild horse, man. Like, I could talk about that one race for days. Like, it's just, I could talk about it for the whole thing that had happened. It was just such an immense experience. Like, and just like random people stop and ask you what you're up to quite a lot, and you go through so many places. A lot of people talk to you, and like I was running through Ammanford, and for some reason, like, I get to a checkpoint and I'm like, I don't want to poo on this nice comfy toilet. For some reason I get there, like, eat all my food, drink all my drinks, sort myself out, and I'm like, no, I don't need the toilet or anything, I'm good to go. Fucking off I go. And then every single time, man, every single checkpoint I leave, I'm like 10 minutes down the road, I'm like, oh no. And I had no idea where I was going to find a public toilet. Like, this is a gross poo story now, right? So if you don't like it, turn it down. But like, you do a lot of wild pooing when you're doing such big races, and ran through fucking a couple of random places, ran through Ammanford, and I got to be fair, I stopped and started chatting to this old boy. He made me cry. He reminded me of my granddad, because my granddad had died like the year before or that year, so I was like really fucking emotional. He was this big, strong Irish bloke with the same sort of accent as my granddad. I could work out where in Ireland he was from because of his accent, and he had a right little emotional chat with me, and he was like, oh, your granddad would be so proud of you. And I was like, no, I'm crying now. And it was really fucking funny. But like, yeah, I kept running, and I was like, fucking hell, I'm fucking turtle-heading now, I need to find somewhere to go for a shit. And I was on this random back road, like, and there's just a little bridge, and there's a big bush next to it, and I was like, I'm just going to have to dive in this bush, and it's going to be a really nasty one. And as I went through it, it's sort of like, looked like a little area where, you know, like your local piss heads go, like this, your special brew drinkers. Because like, I went through this little gap between the bridge and the bush, and there was like tinnies on the floor, carrier bags, and I'm like, oh, people come and hang out down here, so I was like, I better fucking shit and dash out of here quick. And there was a log overhanging the river, and I was like, oh, result, like, it's like an actual toilet. And there was two sticks, like, you know, two limbs of the tree sticking up, so I sat on it, dropped my keg, sat on it, held onto these two sticks, and just got to lean back and shit into the river. And I was like, that's like nature's given me a perfect toilet to have, mate. It was fucking... It's the best nature poo I've ever had in my life. It really was. And I know that's minging, but everyone's got poo stories when they do this sort of stuff. They really do. It's because it's part of nature, isn't it? It's a part of your human anatomy. You can't help it. Yeah. And it always comes at a place you really could do without. Like another one was, what was I say? It was like Fanslia, just opposite Penavan. You go opposite the fucking road to fucking Merthyr, and then you go up the other side of the mountain, and I got in front of this woman, Claire. Love Claire, she's fucking legend. She's just like really top-notch fucking doctor up North Wales. She's a class ultra runner as well. And like, I managed to get in front of her, get some distance, and I was like, right, I'm at the top of this mountain, beautiful view, the sun was rising above Penavan, the moon was still out, and I was like, this is a perfect place for a fucking shit. And so there I am on the side of the mountain, just having a fucking nice nature poo, and then Claire pops her head back up at the top, and I was like, oh my god! She fucking, oh, it was horrible. Getting caught out, nearly bollock naked on top of a mountain shitting. It's a very humbling experience, you know.
Have you listened to Nick Lyon's podcast?
No, not yet. That was one that I was going to listen to, but I don't know if it's the story that he says at the beginning of Wild Horse where he's like, just make sure there's no trains around.
Yeah. That is the best fucking poo story I've ever heard in my life.
You just die inside, wouldn't you? You would just die inside. Hundreds of people on a train.
I'm actually not sure if he said that on the podcast or not. I think he might have said it before the podcast. But,
okay. Yeah. Right. I'll try not to say any more than
that. I just remember him sat there talking to me about it, and I was like, that is the fucking greatest poo story I've ever heard in my life.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And you wouldn't think poo stories could be fun, but some of them are really fun. Some of them are fucking hilarious, like, and everyone's got one. Everyone's got one, whether they want to talk about it or not. And some people say, oh, I've never had to take a nature poo. And I'm like, oh, you've never done real ultra running then. You haven't been running long enough. One day you'll find out.
My dad called me one day, like my dad's getting into running, and he was talking to me about signing up for his first ultra, and we're like trying to get him to one in Wales. And he was out running, and he was like, called me up. He was like, "Oh, you'll never guess what happened on my run today." I was like, "Oh, what happened?" He was like, "I fucking shat myself, didn't I?" I was like, "What?" He was
Are you
like, "Yeah."
exposing him now on this?
Oh no, it was hilarious. And he was like, "Yeah, it was like dripping all down my leg." And he just goes,
grim.
"Does that make me an ultra runner now?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "You've never run an ultra, but you can be fucking classed as an ultra
Yeah,
runner with
honorary.
that story." And he was like, "Yeah, fucking like." He wasn't even far from the house, like. He was like literally like a street away from the house when it happened, and it's just like fucking hell, Dad.
Mate, how could you go so wrong? That's bad planning. That's just bad planning, that is.
It was a fucking like dodgy stomach story.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just fucking
Carrying a
gone
few
out and
beers
just
the
like
night before
fucking
or
log
something.
comes out like
Yeah,
running
big
as
healthy
fuck.
one.
Yeah. Oh fucking hell! I've had fucking moments like that, so yeah, I can't judge him for it.
Oh man, honestly, and with ultra running, there's so much that's so gross. No one told me about chafing, so I didn't know anything about chafing until I'd done.
Fucking worst.
Yeah. So the first Epona, like, I didn't know anything about chafing. Only ran 40 miles prior. That's the furthest I'd ever ran. So I got through like the first day, and I was like sound, and it was really fucking hot, middle of June, like boiling hot. And there's a photo of me and my son, and like my mate Dan, who's ended up doing the pace of me from Gospel Pass to Llantoni Priory, which fucking beautiful section, so beautiful. But that Offers Dyke path, mate, that went on forever, because it was like, I think that was day 2. Yeah, it was day 2, so I was in a fucking bad way at that point, you know, first 100 miler, and I'd chafed so bad in my arse that my bum cheeks had rubbed together to the point where they just ripped all the skin open, and there was blood coming down my legs. And there's a photo me holding my son's hand just before I let go of it to go on smashing it still, and you could just see my shorts, and there's a big round patch of blood just where my arsehole is, and it's just so much blood, and all down the back of my legs is blood, and it's just fucking minging. And the amount of pain I went through with that, because obviously cut scab, so it wasn't just the race. Like, I had to go for a poo, I had to, you know, wipe that arse with really bad chafe, and it was just excruciating. I had to shower, trying to keep it clean and not get infected and stuff, you know. It was the most pain I've ever been in my entire life. Like, so all the skin was gone off my toes, all the skin was gone off my bumhole, and just, it was a miserable time. It was so miserable. And then I still decided to do it again, and more, and a lot more, and bigger, and like Reese is apparently bringing out a 300 next year as well, and undoubtedly I'm going to sign up to that. Like, I'm just gonna, like, fucking Cambrian way probably in it. If it's going to be 300 miles, you got to run the whole length of Wales to be able to fit that in. So there we go. That'll be the next big adventure. If I don't, hopefully I retire from running before that and get into something else enough to not be getting like FOMO. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I can get back to doing like kickboxing or something before I start needing to train for that. Nah, I'm going to end up doing it. I know I am, because I'm doing the owner series this year.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
I was about to ask, what have you signed up for this year?
Well, like, my wife sort of made me, really, because Dan got his 1,000-mile buckle, didn't he, last year? At the end, I think it was on the Ridden, wasn't it? He got, or was it might have been before that actually. But he got his 1,000-mile buckle, and my wife was like, "Well, you've got to get a 1,000-mile buckle. You're so close. It's only like another handful of races." And I was like, "Yeah, but that's 300 fucking." Well, I've done a few other pegs this event, so it is only about 150 miles I need to do. And she was like, "You could do that easily." And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to dedicate myself to all the training for that shit again." And then she was like, "Oh, I've signed you up for the Epona next year, by the way, so you kind of have to do it." And then I was like, "Well, if I'm going to do the owner series, well, if I'm going to do the Epona, I may as well do the owner series." And apparently you'll get a cool memento for doing it. I don't know what it is. There's always fucking, with Reese, there's always rumours, there's always codes, there's always trying to work stuff out. So I'm like, when he does the riddles and stuff for his races, I'm like, fuck that, I'm not smart enough to work out riddles, just tell me the date and I'm going to pay for it. Like, I'm boring, just let me pay for it and I'll do it. But I'm looking forward to seeing what it'll be, like whether it's an axe like people are saying, but I can't imagine Reese paying out for like 200 axes to be done, you know, or a crown like someone else said. But it'll be something cool, you know. But the buckles are pretty cool. They're a bit shiny for my liking, but
I loved the Epona buckle from last year. Like, I saw that and I was like, I fucking got to do a
Oh,
Epona.
right. The new one or the first one they did? Because the first one was really sick.
The new one.
Right, the first
I haven't
one was,
seen the first
oh,
one.
I'll send you a photo of it when I go home.
Be like, look what you don't fucking have, bitch.
Look what you
Fucking get a
to-
Epona done.
Yeah, like... But, yeah, the Epona one's cool. But, I don't know, they're just... Like, I'm a bright, colourful person, and I like bright colour. Pink's my favourite colour, but there's something about these fucking buckles where they're just a bit too in your face for my liking. But I'm sure some people love them.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk down on it. I'm sorry, Reese. I love you. I love you, Reese.
No, I do love that Epona buckle from last year.
Yeah.
Like that, I saw that and I was like, fuck, I wish I was doing Epona this year. And I was like, no, not this year. And then I was like, okay, next year.
Get your buckle this year, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
Get to be a part of the crew.
Yeah, I get 3 buckles this year.
Yeah. I'll have 7 by the end of this year.
I've got some catching up to do. Fuck.
Yeah, well, and I'll have my 1,000-mile buckle, so that'll be 8 buckles. Yeah.
I need to figure out how many I need to do after this year to get the 1,000-mile. Because I don't think I'm going to be far off.
What is it, like, how many miles is a slam normally? 320?
Normal slams, like 200 odd.
Is it 200 odd?
It's like 230, but it's going to be less now because...
They've got rid of the Cannon, haven't they?
Yeah.
Cunt of a race.
I love the Cannon.
Hate it. And every race Reese does seems to want to chuck in a bit of canal path. He loves it. He loves it. And like when I did Epona, I was like, oh, on the fucking canal path. On Wild Horse, ooh, on the fucking canal path. It's like, I didn't put up many stories while I was running on the Wild Horse just because I was so fucked. And last thing I want to do is pull out my phone and be like, ooh, pretty canal. No, but I did actually pull out my phone and be like, I hate this place more than anything. And it was the canal. Because I do hate it. It's so flat. It's so boring. You've seen a canal boat. You've seen it all. You've seen it all.
I like the Cannon.
It's...
You're wearing a fucking Cannon jumper
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
because this was my first proper one. Like, so this was like show and tell. So this is the first like bit of event merch I ever bought, and I've worn it to death. Like the pockets falling off and everything. Like I fucking love this hoodie, just because it represents the first time I really had to overcome that adversity. So it's like a bit of a show and tell. But yeah, I love this. And then I've got my Vogum t-shirt on as well. So that was the Vogum from this year, because it was the other like really hard time where I hated my life.
See, I find that funny because everyone I talk to about Vogum, and I was saying this going into it, like Vogum's going to be my least favourite of the slam. Not that I hated it, but I knew it was going to be my least favourite.
Yeah.
Like, I do not like coastal running. I think
Not
it's
great,
a
is
fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like, not a fan. Not
Up and
interested
down.
in the fucking sea either.
No.
Everyone's like, oh, but it's so pretty. I don't give a fuck about... Take me to the mountains.
But it's like the
Epona,
canal,
great.
mate. It's like canals. Once you've seen a bit of fucking sea and a bit of hill next to it, you've seen it all. Seen one lighthouse. It's like the canal boats. You've seen them all. Like they're all the same. So yeah, I'm fully with you on the mountains. Give me the mountains any day of the week. Like, I don't know how people do these like flat places ultras. Like Reese and Dan went, and did Nick do it as well? I think maybe went down to South Downs and ran down there, and they're like, yeah, it's hilly, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not really, is it? Like, it's not really. Like, even fucking you know, Chris Sylvester. Yeah, shout out Chris, love you, brother. He's doing the Northern Traverse, and I think that's across the flattest bit of Scotland. Like, it's across the shit bit of Scotland. No offense, mate, I know it's awesome, you're doing something hardcore, blah blah blah. But it's across the shit bit. Like, if I'm going to run 200 and something miles across Scotland, I want to go through the like Highlands and check out the real cool bit of Scotland. Having to run around all the big locks and, like, you know, the really cool bits, not the really shit flatter bit across the like smallest bit of the country. Bit boring. No offense, Chris.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I can't lie. But yeah, like, I had a very different experience on Vogum because everyone, like you're saying, like, fucking weather shit, and you were going through that, like, cornfield and all the mud sticking to your shoes, shit rough. Like that. Everyone telling me about that and being like, fucking hell, that's miserable. And then when I did it, because I did it different dates. Middle of summer, it was fucking banging weather. And I'm running through that fucking cornfield and I'm taking videos for people being like, oh, is this the field you're on about? There's no fucking corn at all, dry as fuck. And I'm like, this has been the most runnable part of the course. And I'm like, savage. You fuckers.
And then you do a couple of miles by like a fucking power plant or something as well. Like, that bit was rough. That's fucking just like a flood wall, wasn't it? And you just run along on the concrete for ages.
I like that bit because I just ended up climbing on the wall and I was jumping all the gaps where the stairs are and stuff.
That sounds fun.
Like, this is fun as fuck.
That does sound fun. Yeah, I was not in any position to even jump. I don't think I could have if I tried. Like, I was fucked. And there's so much dog shit down that bit as well. Like,
It wasn't when I went.
no, Dan
Clear as
warned me
fuck.
about it. Dan was like, "There's always dog shit down here," and it was like fucking. Someone just walked down there with their runs and sprayed it all up everything. It was minging, absolutely minging.
Fine when I was there.
Scummy South Walian.
Yeah, I had a very different Vogum experience. Like, I got fucking sunburnt to fuckery
Yeah,
doing it.
nice.
You lot were all like fucking
Hypothermia,
drenched.
like.
But because I was volunteering on that one, so I was fucking stood around watching everyone be miserable, and I was like, this is fucking. It's hard being a fucking volunteer.
Yeah, I bet.
Fucking, yeah. You don't even get to join in on the fun.
Yeah, you just got to watch miserably instead
Yeah.
of being a part of the misery.
Yeah. So
I want to do some volunteering this year. Like, I think that'd be quite fun. It would be nice.
yeah, if you're not doing the whole unstable slam again, might as
Ain't
well.
doing that
right?
shit ever again. Ever again, mate. No chance.
I mean, Dan's doing it, so.
Yeah, but it's Dan's thing. That's his thing. And he lives for running. He really does. Like, I do it, like I said, as a side quest. So, like, the kids are getting older. Kids don't need Dad to take them to all their stuff anymore. So I might be able to get back into kickboxing and that. And do things I enjoy that impress me. Like, because
Yeah,
I don't want to be dismissive, but people show me a lot of their running stuff, and I'm like, cool, man. I'm happy for the person that they've got something they love and that they're really happy with it. I'm happy for that, but I have no interest in running. Like, I can't wait until 10 o'clock tonight when the UFC starts. Like, it's my fucking. There was like a 6-week hiatus over Christmas to the New Year, and it ruined my life. There was no UFC on. Like, I watched one championship and like fucking Bellator and other like mixed martial arts as well, but I just live and breathe watching UFC, man. It's my favourite thing in the world, and that's why I did MMA. I wanted to see if I had what it took, and I was obviously too old. Like, I could still go and do it, and I think my next thing after I finished the hundreds this year is, like, yeah, I said about the 300, but if I can get the chance to go and compete in martial arts, I'm going to. That's my aim. That's what I want to do. That's what I love. That's what I love. Like, I'll sit there and watch two men in their underwear beat 7 shades of shit out of each other for fucking 20 minutes, and I'm like, that is the best thing ever. Like, that's what does it for me. So hopefully, you know, in a year or two's time, I can come back on and be like, mate, I'm amateur champion of Wales for fucking like 30 plus. You know,
Mate, I'll happily have you back on talking about fucking fighting and shit.
yeah,
like,
mate, 'cause that's what I want to do. That's what I love. Like, you know, I'm not a violent person. I hate fighting. I've had like one fight in my life outside of martial arts, you know, but when it comes to martial arts, I fucking love it. I love getting punched in the face. I love getting kicked in the face. Don't know why. Like, must be some, what is it, sadist and a masochist. I don't know which one's which, but fucking give me that suffering. It's the suffering, isn't it? It's going to be the suffering that I enjoy getting hurt.
yeah, I think like you're gonna smash martial arts because if you can suffer, like someone's trying to choke you out, you're like, bitch, I fucking run 200 miles.
Yeah.
Like, fuck right off.
Well, that's it. I know that I'm not going to get to a point in my mind where, like, oh, this is a long time. Like, you know, I've done, like, inter-club fighting and stuff, and, like, where you go to other gyms and just fight other people from the gyms and stuff, like, in, like, really controlled environments. It's not, like, an actual fight. It's just, like, hard sparring. And it's just the most exhilarating thing ever. And I know that I've got the fitness to outdo anybody and the mindset to outdo anybody. So, you know, if I started it when I had kids, like, you know, I was 20 when I had my eldest, so I was very young starting out. Not that I'd change it or anything, but if I put this fucking mindset into something when I was that age, I could have fucking really excelled at it, and I know I would have. But now, like, being 31, if I start out trying to do something like that, I might be going up against some 18-year-old lad who's already got fucking 10 years, 15 years of experience, who's going to fuck me up. And you can't beat Father Time. Nobody can. Like, that's one thing I love about ultra running is I'm still too young to be an ultra runner. Like, most of them are like 40 plus, so I know I've got another 9 years before I qualify as a real ultra runner. So I'll do something else now and then go back to it when I'm old.
Fair.
That's the plan.
Just like
anyway.
you in your 50s, just like, yeah, right now I can start running properly.
Yeah.
Right, fucking 200, 300 miles, that's a joke. Fucking, right,
Yeah.
where's the 1,000 milers?
Well, I do have a plan. Like, I want to run from Bethlehem in South Wales to Bethlehem in the Middle East. Like, that's my goal for when the boys are, you know, older teenagers, maybe getting into adults. Because when my eldest is 20, I'm going to be 40. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's still super young to be able to go and do shit in your life. So I won't have kids that I need to dedicate all of my time to, all of my finances to, because it's not cheap to do running shit. It's not cheap to have kids. It's not cheap to just live as a normal person anymore. So, you know, it's hard. But once they're out of the house and I'm going to be able to focus on just running every day, I'm going to save up and buy a camper van, pay someone probably 10, 15 grand to just follow me in a camper van as I run from Bethlehem to Bethlehem. It's thousands of miles. So
I'll crew the whole thing.
It'll be like the hardest geezer sort of style thing, you know,
Yeah.
where I'll start in Wales and run to the Holy Land and, yeah, do a mad fucking experience. But I'll definitely raise some money for it and shit. Not for charity, like, not that I've got anything against charity, but I'll need help funding my fucking adventure. So I'll see if people will do a bit of fundraising and help me pay for it. Maybe if I did it for charity, I'd be able to get more eyes on and more funding and stuff. But all of this sort of stuff I've done up until now has all been for selfish gain, not for raising money for charity. I see, like, you do all your sport in mind stuff, which is awesome, and like, especially for sport in mind and anything that's about mental health, you know, is brilliant. Anything that's about sport as well is brilliant, because it's symbiotic, isn't it? In my opinion, which is like fact. You know, I don't want to be too big-headed, but you can't look after your mind if you're not helping look after your body, because the hormones and all the chemicals and everything in your mind is released through doing physical activity. Like, if it's like even dopamine, yeah, what is it, 250% increase for 8 hours if you ice bath for 3 minutes? Like, tell me you've got depression, go and do some ice bathing for a week, and tell me how you feel at the end of that week, if you still feel like you're in the same mental slump as if you're going and pushing your body to the physical limits. Like, because fucking Rich talks about it, and he's like the Welsh Wim Hof, isn't he? He really is. He's like the ginger Wim Hof. He's like out there in the fucking rivers in the middle of winter, jumping in the icy lakes and just doing all that sort of mad shit. And we talk about it because I do it quite a bit, and you can't explain how happy you feel. Obviously, you've just got out of the icy water where you feel like you're gonna die, so you're gonna be happy, but that like sort of feeling of elation and happiness just stays with you all day. Like, same as when you've been for a run, same as when you've been to the gym, sauna, whatever it may be. Like, even if you're into squash, whatever sport you want to do, man, you feel better for the rest of the day once you've been out and done that exercise, done that sport, and then you can concentrate better, you can really think about things well, you have a clear mind. Like, my wife, she's throughout me doing all this shit, she's doing an open university degree to become a social worker, and she's awesome, she's absolutely smashing it. And I was like, look, you need to fucking do some exercise before you write your essays, you know. You need to get up earlier, like, you know, walk the dog more, go to gym, something like that. Just do something before you sit there and spend 2-3 hours writing a fucking essay or reading loads of information online. And she said, like, it made such a drastic difference, like getting up earlier, going to bed well, and just doing a bit of exercise. She said it fucking completely changed the way she was able to do things mentally, and she's smashing out all of her uni stuff, man. I find that stuff more impressive than people doing physical accolades, because like if you wanted me to sit in front of a computer for an hour, you ain't got no chance. Like, no chance. I can't do it. Like, I had to do an apprenticeship for Openreach, and I had to go to Carmarthen and sit in a classroom for a couple of hours, and it killed me, absolutely killed me. It makes me fucking bang my head against the wall. I cannot cope with being like an indoor person. I can't cope with working indoors, paperwork, computers, any of that shit. Fuck all of that. I hate it. Just get me outside, get me doing mad stuff. Like, even my job's mad. Like, I climb telegraph poles and hang cables up in the air and things like that. So my job's really physical. Climbing up mountains with ladders on my shoulder and climbing up poles that are 10 metres in the air, swinging around like a monkey.
Sounds class, to be fair.
Mate, it's epic. It's absolutely epic. Like, and you know, because of where I work, I get to work up on the Epping, I get to work in the Beacons, get to go over to like West Wales, Aberystwyth way, you know, get to go work in Snowdonia. I was in Barmouth not so long ago, and Towyn as well, which is like checkpoints on the Sirona, the start of the Sirona, and like, I put fibre in those places with my job, and like, I do that proper bell end thing where wherever you go for work, you're like, oh, I fucking ran there. Oh, I fucking ran there. So
And you do the opposite when you're running with people, like, oh, I've worked it. I've put these cables up.
yeah, it's exactly like that. But also, so people I run with, I'm like, oh, I've done this for work. And then when I'm with people from work, I'm like, oh, I've ran this. So I get both sides of it, just everywhere from fucking South Wales to North Wales, man. If you see a mountain, I've probably ran on it, like, which is a pretty cool feeling. There's not many that I've missed out.
No, fair.
Even if it's just in like my own time, because my mate Dan, he loves proper hiking. He's like well into all of his kit and everything, so I didn't know anything about running when I started, so every bit of information I've managed to get is off of him. I'm like, what shoes are good? What do I need? Like, what do I do for trail running? Like, what's the difference between road trainers and trail trainers? And he's like, mate, you're fucked. He's like, if you don't know the difference, you're fucked. So he was like a lot of help. And we went climbing, do you know Tryfan in North Wales? That's mental, yeah? That's fucking mental. He was like, oh, we're going to go hiking, we're going to do some like scrambling, nothing too serious. And I was like, oh, it sounds I'm up for this. So we go up there in his camper van for the weekend, and we're like going and doing a bit of running, and we're climbing up Tryfan. And we get to a bit, and he's like, oh, I'm pretty sure we go this way. And we had no idea where we were going. And next thing you know, we're seeing people with like fucking helmets on, harnesses, ropes. And I'm like, I think we might have fucked up here, mate. Like, we've taken the wrong turn, I'm sure, because everyone else around us is fully G'd up for climbing mountains with ropes, and we're just here like me, fucking joint in my mouth and a fucking can of Monster, and like just so ill prepared for what those mountains had to offer me. But I still smashed it, climbed up some really dangerous bits. Like, I felt like one of these dickheads you see on TV, because like I'm there with like my hand in one rock up here, and I had to lean back out over this. Like, I don't even know how many 100 meters this fucking drop was, and reach up over the top to grab onto this rock to then pull myself up and around. And I'm like, anything I did wrong, I was dead. There was no room for error at all. And all I can hear is like my heart fucking pounding so loud. The bloke underneath me is shitting his pants, like, and he's like, oh my god, I don't think I can do this. And I'm like, you need to fucking just move your pussy, because like I can't cope with you shitting it while I'm shitting it up here. But like I still just kept climbing and got to the top, and I was like, I'm not doing that again, mate. I was like, I'm not doing this sort of shit with you ever again in my life. Next time you say, should we go climb a mountain? I'm going to say no. And he's like, should we go climb the Matterhorn? And I was like, that's fucking definite. I know that's too big for me. I know that's way out of my fucking reach.
And then you're like, yeah, fucking sign me up.
Yeah, because I feel like a pussy about it. I'm a bit like, I sort of might need to do it. Yeah. Fuck it, let's just go do Everest. Give me something big, like, fuck it.
Oh, fucking hell, fair play.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, the Honour series then. Any goals for it? Like, because compared to last year, that seems like not a lot, really.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Like, it's every other month, isn't it? So I've got like fucking 7 or 8 weeks in between each race, compared to, what was it, like, throughout the height of my slam, it was like every 2 weeks I had a race or something for like 5 races. That was nuts. So yeah, this is going to be a walk in the park, you know, not really, but it's going to be significantly less damaging on the body, significantly. But yeah, like, I don't really want to do it. I didn't really, and it's a lot of money, and it's well worth it. I'm going to love it, and I know that when I'm out there and I'm going to see all my friends and everyone I've not seen for ages, it's going to be the best thing in the world. It will be, but I just can't be arsed. Like I said, side quest, man, done it. I've
running, completed it, mate.
Well, yeah, like, the only thing you can do is a 300 miler that's bigger, unless you start doing ridiculous, like, first time events, do you know what I mean? Like, things that haven't been done before. And yeah, I just got no interest at the minute. I just want to get healthy, because my knees are still fucked. They're better. I can walk now without any pain.
Oh, that's good.
Like, yeah.
Like a normal person, you know?
Yeah. Like, I can go to work and not be fucked. Like, you know, climbing poles was really hard for a long time afterwards. So, more than anything, it's just survive the owner series, have a lot of fun with my friends that I'll see, not take it too seriously. And yeah, just make sure I'm healthy then to go on to my next adventures, because I don't want running to be my life. I don't want it to be my whole personality like a lot of people. And yeah, because it don't interest me. I want to do the things that interest me, and I don't want to get too too involved in running where I sort of don't see a way out of it. Because right now I could fucking walk away from it. And yes, some people will be sad, the people that I'm really close to. But it's not like it really matters. Running don't really matter for me. There's other people who've got hopes and dreams in running where I never really did in the first place. It was more on a whim, my mate saying that, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to see how far I can take it. And I took it pretty far. Like, I took it pretty far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, it'll just all be on to different adventures. And, like, you know, I've got my heart set on martial arts, but in reality, someone might turn around and be like, do you want to have a go at this? And I'll be like, that's fucking epic. And then I'll be on a different adventure, you know? I'm always open to things. I'm without getting too hippie, spiritual sort of fucking weirdo. Like, I'm very open-minded and open-souled, and I love connecting with people no matter what sort of walk of life they're in. So I end up doing a lot of really random shit with people, and I love it. And if anyone's got any mad ideas that you have to be a certain type of psychopath for, send them this way and I'll see what I'm up for. Like, but yeah, the owner's just for a bit of fucking fun. Just a nice couple of weekends out with my mates. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, the Epona, I wonder how fast I can do now, see if I can get sub 30, like, you know. That was the aim. So that was my A goal for Epona, was hitting sub 30, and it was like 31 hours, so I missed that by a fair amount. Would I like to try and better it? Yes. It's not the same fucking route by a substantial amount, so I'm not going to be able to. I don't think, because he's added the 100k now, isn't he, Reese? So I don't know if he'll ever do the same sort of 100-miler route again for the Epona, and if he doesn't, I'll never have the chance to better my time again. But it's not really all about bettering my time, so it'll be nice to just go and check out some different mountains with him. Yeah, that's sort of how I've got to look at it, instead of trying to achieve.
Yeah.
I get mixed up. I get mixed emotions about it. You know, 1 minute I'm like, I don't really want to do better, and then the next minute I'm like, I really want to do better. That's just a battle, I think, of most people, though, isn't it? Like, we all want to do better, but at the same time, I don't care enough about getting better at it to that be my main focus and my main goal. It's not that important to me.
Yeah,
I've already done it twice. I'm doing it again just because I have to. So,
fair one.
Yeah. So, what are your goals other than fucking the 300? Back to back.
I got a long ass to do list for this year. I'm doing Bowham, Howham, and Edham.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm like, I might as well just do the slam again.
Well, yeah, you're only 3 off, and you like.
Yeah, I'm halfway through.
Yeah.
You know, but do I fancy doing Vogham again? Not really.
No.
Not interested. It's the main one that I don't care about.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm doing my 300s. I'm doing Epona as the actual race as well, just separate from that. Just because I really want to do Epona and race
it on top, like,
yeah.
So that's in May, isn't it?
May yeah.
The 9th, something like that.
Something around there,
yeah.
I've got a few 24-hour events that I'm doing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I seem to get entries for things that I probably have got no place being at, so I'm like, cool, I'll take it and see what happens.
So like those 24-hour ones, is that like backyard ultra sort of style?
No, so there's one in Reading, which is the Endure 24.
Right.
So it's just like I want to say, I'm probably wrong in this, but it's probably like an 8-mile loop.
Yeah.
And you just do that for 24 hours, just as many laps as you want to do. So I got an entry for that, and
you allowed like breaks in between each 8-mile loop, or
yeah.
So it's not like
you want.
It's not like you have like 2 hours and then you've got to be out on the next one.
No, nothing like that. And then I'm doing Snowdon 24. So I went there last year to try and do it, but they cancelled the event after the first lap. So then
weather was it, or
it was too hot, yeah.
Well, it's not like Snowdonia, is it? Like...
No. So yeah, they cancelled that and got a deferred place for this year then. So I'm like, cool, I'll do that.
Yeah, sweet.
Because I was looking at doing the owner series and then doing it my triple, but that's the same day as Snowdon 24 Serona. So I was like, don't really want to do 100 miles coastal path twice in a year.
Yeah, not more than you fucking have to.
No,
because like the Serona weren't that bad. Like it was different because that was the first race where I didn't have my normal crew, so I didn't have my mate Dan and Kev, who are just the fucking best. I had my wife and friend Emily. They come out and crewed me, and then my mate Lee come out and paced me as well. And that was a completely different experience, not having the camper van, having a car instead. Like, I tried to get a bit of shut eye on the Serona because I was so fucking heat exhausted from that. Like, it was like the heat exhaustion was real out there. It was really rough because you're just exposed all day. And like the girls did a great job, like crewing. It's different, you know. I can't say they weren't as good because they didn't have the same facilities, the same abilities, and like when you're in the middle of when you're in West Wales, like there's no shit out there. Like, there's nothing. It's just a few little nice seasidey villages where you can get an ice cream, but other than that, there's no like Mackey's really, other than Aberystwyth. No Domino's, which I fucking love. Oh mate, I love Sir Domino's. I absolutely love a cheesy stuffed crust pizza on a run, mate. Nothing beats it. But there's some fucking tasty climbs. Like, there was a couple. There was one where it was just like some dirt bank steps just going up this fucking hill for ages. It was monstrous. And then climbing around Machynlleth, that was probably the only two real big climbs I can think of. Other than that, it was pretty not tame, but a lot more manageable. It's just up and down on some sharp bits. It's not massive fucking hills, but you're just continuously going up and down. The first 20 miles was like fucking road. That was a bad start. I didn't enjoy the first like 20 miles, but I did meet Rich at the beginning of the Serona, so that's the best thing I'll take out of that. The fucking ginger Wim Hof. I love that man, and he's training so hard for his 200, isn't he? Like, he's training so fucking... I could sit here and talk about other people for ages. Like, I love the people that I've met. Like, I could list them all off, like, and I'd be here for days. Like, all the volunteers, all of the fucking other racers, like, everybody was just amazing. Apart from you, Chris Sylvester, fuck you. I'm joking, love you, mate. But, yeah, there's just so many epic people you meet on these things, and that's the biggest takeaway, is just how beautiful the community is and how awesome fucking these complete random people are. Because like Chris, yeah, I'm taking a piss out of him now, but he was the first person I met in a random lay-by at 4 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I mean? He was my first. And that sounds like an obscure thing, just meeting random people in lay-bys to go for a run, but when you're training for a 200 miler, you do go and meet a lot of fucking random people. And they're like, should we go and recce these bits? And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll go and recce these bits. And the fucking bits I recce'd were bits I actually knew already, because I'd done it on the fucking Epona, some of it. So I was fuming that I didn't know any of the rest of the course. So I went into it blind, but I think in reality it's probably a good thing I went in blind, because I don't like knowing how bad what's ahead of me is. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather just... You come to this really horrible bit, you're like, it is what it is, I've got to overcome it. You get through it and you're like, off we go, done. Whereas the people who knew about the boulder field, because I didn't have a fucking clue about it, they were like dreading 160 miles or 170 miles of dread, knowing what they're going to have to cross when they're fucked. Whereas I just had people talking about it. It's not the same when someone goes, this bit's really bad, this bit's really uncomfortable. For me, I was like, just see what it's like when I'm there. And then I was like, well, it's a difference in terrain, so I was quite fucking pleasantly surprised that it wasn't bogs and fields. I was like, something different. But yeah, like, same with Epona, same with Serona. Didn't recce any of that. Like, I don't really do any recce runs, only to hang out and meet with people. But some people think that's really important, to go out and check the terrain. Maybe I wouldn't have got lost on Wild Horse if I did.
I think it depends on goals, right? Like, if you're going out looking to win, I think it's really important that you've recce'd it, because you need to not get lost. And you need to know, like, I can push here, I can't push here.
I'm not a winner, though. That's the difference.
But if you're just looking at finishing a thing, then it's like, why do you need to know in advance? Fucking turn up and get it done.
And a lot of it was a beautiful surprise, do you know what I mean? Like, it was fucking great. Like, turning up in some places, and I'm like, wow, man, this is fucking spectacular. And, like, Llanllia is probably one of my favourite spots, even though I got caught out wild shit in there. Like, I drive that road all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the only access road from where I live down towards South Wales. So if I want to get down south, I'm always driving past Penavant, and I see it up on the right. And I'd never been up there until I did it on Wild Horse. And I was like, I'd never fuck it. I was just like, so beautiful. It was so awesome. And I'm like, I'm glad I've not been up here before. And this was my first time. Like, just getting to really embrace the whole situation. And like watching the sunrise above Penavant and the moon still out. It was so fucking spectacular. It's fucking epic. Yeah, just everyone do it. Go for it. I know, like, you don't give a fuck about wild horse. You don't really want to do it or anything. But from where I'm sat, it's worth it. It really is worth it. Like, do it.
Yeah, no interest.
Yeah,
Doesn't spark that excitement in me.
yeah.
So I'll just fuck it. Who cares?
But that's it, innit? Like, look, that's just what I was saying the whole time about running in general. Is like most of it doesn't really make me feel that excited.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of excitement from once you've done it as well. Like, I can't wait to show people who have never seen the area, oh, I've run over that hill, like, look how magnificent this is. And I'll take people up, like, after I'd done the Epona first time, I took my younger son up to Skirrid and got him to walk up there with me, and he it was his first time ever going out and climbing a mountain, you know, a decent one. And he was like, this is epic. And he was like, can we do Blorange next? And I was like, you might need a little bit of training before we go up Blorange, because I'll take him the route that I did on the Epona, you know, go up the really steep fucking bastard side underneath the canal, and then up to not Keeper's Pond, that's on the top, innit? There's another little, like,
I know what one you're on about.
yeah,
I
that
don't
little
know the
like
name.
hidden lake, isn't it? Halfway up, like, that's so beautiful. And like, yeah, Blorange is one of the most spectacular fucking places I've ever been. Like, I love that hill so much. I don't even know why. Like, you got Sugarloaf opposite, which is really incredible, but there's something about seeing over onto the fucking other side down towards England, and you can see like Newport and everything, can't you? And it's just, on a clear day up there, you can see as fucking miles. It's so cool. But that's it. Like, I might not be into the running part of it, but I've always been outdoorsy, always been like up in the mountains anyway, so it's just being in the mountains is where I enjoy it. I might take up hiking. That'll probably be a bit nicer. But I don't know if I've got the patience for it. Something
You'll
that I
just
know I
start
can,
running it then.
Exactly. I'll be like, I could get to that fucking town in like 2 hours, mate. I'd fuck hiking. Like, too impatient.
Going back then, so looking back across everything you've achieved, going back to that one call for adventure that we was on about where you first got into running and everything, what advice would you give that person?
That's hard as well. Like, my advice to everybody is always the same thing, which is just don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on yourself, because you'll know within yourself that, like, there was a person on Wild Horse, and I'm not going to mention names, and this person knows they shit out. This person knows they do, and I'm not going to go into this situation specifically because I know I'm talking about them, and I don't want to come across in a negative way, you know, because not that I feel negatively about this person, but I know that if that was me, I would never forgive myself for giving up on myself, you know, and unless someone's medically withdrawing you, or you fucking fail hard by missing the times, you can't quit. You just can't, because you'll never really find out what you're made of if you quit. And that's what all of this really is about, isn't it? It's finding out what you're made of, like.
Yeah.
So that would just be my advice, is don't quit. And for the people who are doing Wild Horse this year, who have asked me for advice, that's what I've told them, you know. Even if you think you're going to fail, don't be the one to decide that. Let the universe decide that, because you might not fail even if you think you will. You've still got a chance. If you're moving forward, man, you've still got a chance of finishing, and that's the overall goal, is finishing. I know we all want to do well, but if you finish, you're not going to be that disappointed. If you don't finish, you'll spend a year thinking about it every single day until you next do it. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lie in bed at night thinking, did I give it everything? I'd know. I would fucking know. I would know I haven't. And I can't live with myself for that. Like, I couldn't. I'd hate myself if I gave up. And that's just what but then other people might not have the same negative connotations to quitting. You know, I think it's horrendous. It disgusts me. It fucking makes my stomach turn when somebody quits on themselves. Like, I just find it really bad. I don't know why you would quit on yourself when you have an opportunity to still succeed.
Yeah.
So, without chatting too much shit about people.
I think that is the perfect summary of the podcast. Thank you for coming on, Joe.
Oh, mate, thank
Really
you for having me.
appreciate it.
Like, sorry if I just waffled about shit too much. Sorry if I swore too much for people, and sorry if I went on too many tangents. Like,
Not at all,
I'm not
mate.
very good at this.
Great podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, nice one, man.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Adventure Athletes podcast. I thought I'd try something a little bit different this week, letting the guest introduce themselves on the podcast. I thought it would give a different dynamic and really give them the chance to put across what they want people to get from the podcast in the first place. I think it went quite well, and it's something that I'm going to look at keeping up in the future as well. Now, before you go, I just want to talk a little bit more about Adventure Athletes, what we've got going on. So there's 3 real things going on at the moment. We've got the PT and sports massage. I've opened up some more slots so you can come train with us, be part of the community, and maybe even make it in some of our new YouTube videos, which we've been doing, which I know a few people are keen for. We've got the Penavan hike. So it's the Penavan horseshoe. We're doing the whole horseshoe route. That is up on the website, ready to book. That is our next event. And then we've got our first ever race as well, which is the Ogmore Valley Half Marathon. It's a trail half marathon. We're going to be putting out some videos about it soon. We're going to be posting about it more, but there's very limited spaces. So if you want to be part of the first ever Adventure Athletes race, this is your chance to do it. So you can book on the website now. It's only £35. It's really cheap for what it is. There's 2 aid stations. There's going to be sports massage at the finish, just a whole host of things. And knowing me, there's not going to be any medals just for finishing, but you will get stuff for finishing. You're not going to walk away empty-handed. So yeah, if that sounds like your bag, head over to adventureathletes.co.uk to find out more. And until next time, guys.